moving into our first map of the day. It is regulation of week 3, day 5. We are moving into Sandhawk for our first match of the day. It's regulation, guys. A versus B, and it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Just in case you guys kind of lost which teams in Group A or B, I'm gonna recap for a bit. You guys there. Group A, we have Team Secret, Net Brother, Kingsman, aka Esport, J8, and also Demasar, Esport, EGMT, EVOS, VIP. But you know what? The observers do what they always do. They do the do and do it best. And the MVP falls down to the observer director himself this time.
600 game for the side of Xer, 400 for Topcast. You guys are phenomenal. And we are going to be floating in towards Sandhawk immediately. And Yoda, you got to pick up that green bottle of Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
He's like the kid at school that got left out. But, you know, we're going to be going in towards our game here with most of the teams, of course, getting those decent spots for themselves. And this is going to be a northern-centric circle.
I don't like this circle, but I'm glad it's not Hatin all the way. I didn't finish a group just now, by the way. It was another group. But yes, you the gang will be playing. I know a lot of players, a lot of viewers gonna ask that. Gig Fam, Taurus Asino, SMG Steel, Esport, Marlino, PPG, and Wisa Expert will be playing this. The one that actually not mentioned here will be staying for Group C later on. But this circle, this is a tough one because sometimes it's just so deceiving. It might ended up on around Houghton Bridge. It did ended up there sometimes though.
Yeah, and it can actually go towards those sort of
Maybe
corners.
even boot camp.
I'm having a little bit of a hunch that it'll be somewhere across Paradise, not on
Probably.
top of Paradise, somewhere just across there. And it's interesting to look at Yudu's formation because they actually have each player dropping in towards each island, just in between those river right there. And one thing that I will be concerned of is Fredo being really close by to the likes of Geek Fam. Baby Bell, always the first in camera.
Always the first to be taken down. Ow!
But I think we know why it's always on the camera first. Maybe because on the BM side, there's something going on that side, especially Amy. Good luck with that.
Yeah, there's something hairy going on BM side. They are naughty boys.
We got someone hairy here too.
Hey, surprise.
What?
Okay, that's a bit of awkward silence there. But Team Secret, sounds like nobody wants to contest them again. Always, you know, when you give a big impact when you start off the tournament itself, you know, most teams don't want to jeopardize or even gamble it out to just straight go for firepower when it comes to the first early phase of the game. But I like Steelhearts, their gut sometimes, you know, they just push in, even though it's Team Secret. But down to you, the gang. Okay, you, the gang. Maybe they are trying out something experimental right now because they seems like losing their mojo quite a lot here.
Okay, I gotta say something about that, right? We said that in the second week. Maybe Yudu is trying something different, but it's been 3 weeks.
It's always over.
Nothing sticks. They have to kind of do something a little bit different here because whatever they're doing is not working out, and they had 3 weeks to work on it. So that's a very long time. Even the female teams do not have that much of a league to work with. So yeah, not improving is something very scary to look at.
Yeah, of course, they do have the leeway of already qualifying to the C finals anyways. And it's great to actually see Manparang being back on the roster. And this time it's Ayanoki that will be taking a rest, visiting his family from what we heard through the news. And as for Manparang, after having a child coming into the family, of course, there is a little bit of a juggle of responsibilities that he has to work with on top of streaming schedules and etc. And now we're already looking at 8GMT swimming by, and KGM will not be able to spot this out.
Well, I do want to see. I'm glad it's not 8GMT versus J8 like always.
Apple?
Well, probably is. Seems like it.
No,
Angry
it's
Bird.
an Angry Bird.
It's an Angry Bird.
I love it when they walk and then the thing wiggles around.
Yeah.
It's so realistically funny.
But down to Xiao, they take a dip, a bit of Marines diving around this corner. And you know what? We just mentioned J8 just now. Probably they're going to pick a fight anyways because it's what they always do. Still hot.
Oh, yes.
Will be the first one to take him down by Zolly there. A very long shot on top of that hill. And finish off straight away with that kind of spray. Zolly
That's
not
a
giving
pixel
up.
shot.
Yeah, that's a pixel shot and not giving off that mercy. He's going for more. This guy is unstoppable.
Yeah, Steelhearts looking a little bit frustrated after losing Lorenzo there. I'm not too sure if they want to take this fight. They had the high ground, so they thought that they had the advantage, but they were not banking on Zali spraying them down. So now they are stuck between rock and a hard place. They want to take this fight because they have lost one player, but you can't really recover here because there's 4 players in front of them, so they have to be careful going into the J8. Have a little bit of an advantage, and we know Jay is really good with down, but it looks like Rocky has been spotted out from the sides, but he will be sprayed down, only left with 40. He's very much alive. Zali as well, popping his head around there, but Superman will not get the finish up on him.
The thing is, I noticed Steelhouse always lose Lorenzo first out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Always.
he seems to be a little bit far off, and of course you don't expect the bullets to be flying from the corners where Zuli is at, because he's got so many trees and everything. And Cutie at it once again, going for the tree down there, trying to actually take out a Dick, but he will be actually fighting back. Now this nade looks pretty good to me. Will he be able to actually get this knock?
Yes, probably. Oh no, no, yeah, damn Cutie pull a great clutch out of
the second one.
But Bota will have that nade to land over the head of Steelhearts. I think that they will rush in. Damn Cutie, we do know this guy. Even though he's cute, but he is ferocious. And a monster finish of one. Will he get Draw in front. Oh, he got knocked down for slither of health remaining. Zully coming in to help Damn Cutie revive first will be Botak. And that's a really close call there.
Yeah, 4 kills back-to-back for the side of J8 Esports, which I definitely felt that they should have actually been a little bit more proactive right there instead of just sitting by that corner rock. Of course, it's definitely a tough place to be, but with that elevation, they could have actually pulled the trigger. Now Vex lobbing those nades for its member of HMT. Trixie already lose a chunk of health while Vex tries to back away. And I don't know. Is he going to commit? Is he going to fall back?
I'm going to toss few nades just to do something, but I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Yeah, this is taking quite a long time though, but it looks like might be latching onto Trixie, just a little bit off there, but as it stands, AGMT does not want to take this fight as well. It looks like they're not rotating around Trixie, so yeah, doesn't look like they want to take the fight against Vex. And KGM, they are actually split apart 2-2, so that's the formation they're using. So it means that they can't really rush in compounds just yet because they're a little bit too far apart. But yeah, as soon as they meet each other, that will be when they shine. Kingsman is one of the teams who are really good at taking those fights, right? But it will be a Groza right in the middle of the sea. Nobody will be able to pick it up. So it will be a very, very sad rounding weapon.
Yeah.
This is like just for the sake of airdropping.
I think it's actually a great package, but like I was just imagining in my head, like the recall is on Groza is pretty high.
Yeah.
And if you can ever equip an 8 times, like how does that look like on your screen? Like,
Imagine like a DP as well with the 8 times.
I think it will look like you're having a seizure.
Probably.
Never had a seizure, doesn't know how it
Now you
looks
can
like.
try
But
to, equip
I'm not gonna be getting myself any seizure for sure. As for Daisy, trying to actually get a little bit of healing off as Carl. They just said that Carl is one of the most good-looking guys out there, and he is just hunting them down. Like, say, I'm here for you, ladies. I heard you right.
The ladies man all the way, probably attracted too much to as a PPG that we start expect they are going in for, while PPG trying to stay as far as possible. It's like, no, get away from us. No, always the ladies like, no, not you.
Oh my god, PPG, every single time we look at them, they are running away from something, right?
Yeah.
There's just something behind them.
Law
This
of
time around, it's actually
attraction,
EVOS in front of them. They don't really have to run. They can take this fight because EVOS hasn't been looking that good as well. So this might be a chance for them, but yeah, EVOS might be a little bit too much for them to handle, but looking at their stats, they should be okay.
I personally love seeing Moy and also Tiara plays, but apparently they are swapping a lot of roasters for the past few days here. We never see them with a fixed roaster before.
Yeah, they've been changing things around, but again, nothing sticks. It's similar to Yudu, right? Whatever they've been trying hasn't been really standing out, but it's essentially like Kingsman has already drawn first bout against Trixie, but again, they are kind of split apart. I'm not too sure if they want to take this fight, but it's Cabo out front as well. AGMT have already lost one, and KGM, they're so split, so far apart.
Yeah, this is that sort of a 2-2 formation that actually got them that chicken dinner. Same goes to the side of HMT as well. But for the Kingsmen, of course, if they do have any members knocked, at least that's one saving grace. And for the likes of HMT, they cannot commit any further. While this is a very good package right outside of boot camp, but Jade has already left the vicinity, so I wonder who will be able to grab that. But you can definitely grab this code left available on the right side of your screen. You can screenshot it, but make sure you grab quick. It's limited only for these few moments.
Yeah, it's exclusive to just the PMPL, so you guys at home can participate as well. If you're looking for stats, it's pmpl2020.com. And if you are looking for new phones, maybe get everybody to watch as well. If you reach 220k, we will be doing iconic. But this is that Nets has been nailed by Super by 2 to drop for the side of Net. Things are not looking too good for them. They are eating the blue as well. Apos right inside the water, but he has been swallowed out by Superboy. Can't really spray him down right now, but as he says, only is standing right out front for the side of Net Brotherhood, and they have already lost 2 in quick succession. Marlino, do they want to really continue this fight? Do they want to finish off Net Brotherhood, or do they want to get inside the white?
The thing about Apple, he cannot dock himself there because the moment he dock, it will be straight in the line of sight of 4-bin. In the meantime, they kind of spot him out, and it's actually in the blue as well. Net Brother, no way out.
Yeah, I don't think that he'll be able to survive. He might just actually drown, but instead, Bin will be able to actually put that final clip of the M for right there to be able to remove those players, leaving only Is behind. So, Is, can you get out of Lakawi?
Oh, now Marlena tried to spot the rest of Team Net Brother. It only Is, but they are bleeding out slowly. Slow death. Please don't finish off a tie. I'm surprised he didn't get that kill points there. On the side of Is, trying to stay in the track for a bit more longer, making sure it's quite a clear pathway until he needs to get out. He will play it safe. He got himself quite decent amount of band-aids and still second phase here, so he can tank a bit more. But it's going to be a very long time to wait that one out because Marleno's still lingering and lurking around the corners just to finish off one whole team. On the meantime, looking at the circle progresses, seems like Paradise Resort on the outskirts, maybe even the bridge.
Yeah, and interesting to note that Net Brotherhood usually comes by port, so I have no idea why are they visiting Lakawi in the first place. You can loot up Kampong for sure, you can go to the quarry, and that will be a better rotation in towards the first phase, but they are trying to actually play things safely, as Marlino instead have other plans, like they have been looting up close by, and sad to say, Net Brotherhood, such a strong team, and they are within that top 5 region. Now, having to bout with maybe 0 points. So let's see what Is can actually get by the end of it all.
Yeah, Net Brotherhood proved to us in the last couple of weeks that they are a contender team. But Damansara Esports has been with Zik getting shot by Xiao there. The rest of Damansara Esports are actually trying to bridge camp for the meantime, but as it stands, AGMT on the other end as well. So if the circle shifts, Damansara Esports will have to hit hit GMT, which I don't think they'll be able to do because GMT are having the high ground. They have the compound to work with as well. Damansara Esports will have to cross through the bridge. That will be too high. Spot out by Lord at WeStar. I don't think they will be able to follow up with this. So I think TS has gotten out scot-free.
And straight away shutting the door there, making sure that Team Secret have no clue where that shot coming up from. That's really tricky coming up from Romeo's side. But I think Team Secret will not take up the challenge. They are not stopping down. So on the side of WeStar, they camped this one out a bit more. They lost heavy casualty, Superlan and Carl, straight from the start here. Only left 2 members there. I hope they don't stay in here for far too long because we do know Team Secret, the moment they got attacked, they tried to relocate themselves in a different position first to read out where did that shot coming out from, and then they try to rush in if they know and get the information onto their side. This is going to be the next airdrop, NK14, with a lot of tactical stock and also level 3 items in there. And also, if this happen, just drop the PMPL loot, please. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, I guess they'll leave you hanging, but this is possibly reachable for the side of...
My God!
Yes, it does.
Oh, why? Why me?
Somebody had to take it. Not far has been shot upon as well. Marlino looks like they want to take another fight this time around against PPG. But it looks like Nets is already too far out of there. I think he's just swimming with the fishes. Not too sure what he's doing there. Marlino getting themselves into the circle. PPG right smack in front of them. Evo's VIP in the equation as well. SMB right in front of them. TS. The thing is, TS this time around, they are not playing compounds. They're playing the high grounds, which is different from what they played yesterday. But this is what I've been saying. TS is really adept. But now PPG under heavy fire against Marlino, and Marlino team pushing as well. PPG right in front of them, but it looks like they want to take this fight and PPG are not ready for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely certain that they would not want to linger outside of zone. It's already phase number 3, and just to take note.
Oh no.
Yep, Superboy will be able to actually get that knock right there. Well, this is still outside of the play zone. I'm thinking that Neighborhood will not be able to make it out. But hey, if he can sprint all the way down, maybe there might just be something. Tara, though, had Maffin being knocked out by Yuhai.
Marlena gonna finish off the rest of PPG. They do know that they got a couple of members. One more down there. Super Bowl making sure of it. Now left to only one member, I think, of PPG is still standing. Well, Putri knows. Oh, Daisy, can she get out from here? Oh, finish off by Superboy. Even Sniper Man tossing that nade, making sure they get the kill no matter what. On the side of Team Secret, fighting against SMG. SMG, they suddenly just raw themselves out from slumber when it comes to the final days of week 3 here. Can they clutch this one out? 2 of them inside of a compound structure. Craigs and also Bob playing the flank line. iShot, Rex, UI, Mato spread it out. iShots playing with the only stones and rocks for now. And UI tried to go for inside of the compound.
For inside of SMG, there's a really big angle coverage, but they are pretty much spread out. So any sort of knock will be a very, very useful for the side of Team Secret to just push right in. Bart trying to actually suppress Rex right there, while VIP Luxie finds another knock towards the side of Lyrian. And PPG will fall out in 15th, with Samsi actually getting wall for it. So this is tough news for the side of Tara Assassino, but Yuhai, he's trying to actually prime this nade properly, as he will not be able to actually catch any members of Team SMG who got those triplet chickens in the first round.
Yuhai just chugged down that booster item, so we do know they want to rush in now, but nade! Oh, so close. So
Try and fight
close.
some more, but Putra gets that kill. Rex will have to try and support, but he's all left in front, all alone there, and he leaves iShot to try and scavenge this fight, but it looks like they have lost too many players here. 3 down for the side of Team Secret.
Oh!
This come flying in as well. Will it connect though? It actually goes out,
Oh,
but
no!
iShot still holds on. He's the only one that's left out on the ground and starts
Oh!
going for the clutch. Oh my god, iShots with the clutch. Team Secret still survive and they will be able to pick up all of the remaining players.
My goodness, they actually lost that fight?
They won it just now. It was 2v1. They didn't pick at the same time. iShot, last slither of health. That nade miss. It could have been Team Secret going down, but SMG, that CQC went wrong, went south, and went that old team there.
Yeah, I felt like they definitely could have just pushed right in instead of like faking a smoke. Obviously, iShots can easily just spot it out then to freak out. Oh my goodness, a smoke! Am I gonna be afraid? He was so composed. He wants to go in for a revival. He instantly stopped it, and he just pulled the trigger right there. Good plays coming from the side of Secret, but this is going to be the circle moving back in towards the boot camp, and many teams are stuck by the waters. I don't know. Does DMS swim? Do they go back towards Alpha to get themselves across? This is a very challenging circle where even the north side, they have to rush right through, and we wonder if J8 can actually hold on.
Yeah, the thing is, Yudu is right smack in the middle of the circle, right? But we've seen this before. Sometimes they have problems containing compounds, getting control of those compounds, making sure that they don't get pushed in. Hopefully that will not be the case right now. But yeah, look at Team Secret coming in from the east. They're coming in from the sides as well. Team Secret, again, very good fight from them. Just perfect from the side of Team Secret. I was saying that yesterday, right? iShots doesn't get the limelight as much as Urex does, but the combination up front is potent. But at the same time, they can replenish that front side with iShots as well. That usually happens, or that has happened, and hopefully we see a lot of that soon as well. Because yeah, iShots is just one of those players going under the radar. People don't really see, but he's just fantastic.
He shines when they
is.
needed him to be.
Yeah.
He knows when it's critical. He always pull it off. But now AKA, finally, they're making a move. Usually they AKA AFK away, but this time they start the fight first. AJMT, they are just going around in circles because they have no clue who is right in front of them before, and they're waiting now for them to actually dock themselves on the shorelines while the MS swimming over. There's going to be a big fish to fish from the side of AKA.
Actually, AKA has one of the best spots possible because they understand that this area is still inside of the zone, and although they might need to make a swim much later in the game, but there are so many teams out there who opts to use a swimming rotation to get themselves across, and HMT the first one to actually take the blunt. There's still Damansar Esports above. There's still Kingsman that has to come inside. And speaking of Kingsman, Insider will be able to knock one out of VIP.
Yeah, EVOS VIP in a lot of trouble against Kingsman as they are coming in from the northern side, but Eclipse under fire as well. TS not finding themselves against J8. This is the fight that we wanted to see. TS coming in from the bottom ground and J8 is at the top of the hill. They have an inkling of where TS is at. TS is coming all in a formation. 3 of them coming in front of Rocky here. Rocky's going to prime the nade. It might collapse onto Matoy, but as it stands, they're going to throw it to the right, but it will connect. Yuhai is very low. This next hit might be able to take 2 players down. He's priming it up. He's going to throw it down. I think a little bit should be throw it
seems
now.
perfect.
Oh no, they already grasped up.
Oh, wait for it.
Oh!
You are knocked down first. The entry frag and that Rocky tried to run away from whatever. A bullet showering down on him. Bota on the other. Oh, he's man to man now. Oh, one more knockdown, but they got reversed back, trading 1-1. And now Bota will be revived by Rocky first. While on the side, did not finish off the knockdowns on Rax here. Zali prepping another nade. While we have EVOS fighting against Gig Fam for now. Seems like he's tossing that nade again, but nobody's there.
Yeah, this is going to be Zoli trying to actually get those angles in for the side of Team Secret. They really don't have much left, but Icon, he's trying to actually clutch it out once again, but he gets knocked from behind, and Team Secret might just bite the dust, but there's still Yuhai left available alongside with Matoy, but he's all stuck in between. Matoy going for the right flank as well. He might just be able to actually catch Bota. This is a very far angle, and he's being left all alone. This is a lost cause for Team Secret. They might have won that, but oh my, he goes in for the spray down there. Doesn't really get that, but now 1v4.
Oh no, they are rushing in. Matoy have to focus on one angle only. Slither of health left. Can they finish him off? Team Secret out at 9th place just now. My goodness me. Holy smoke, that nade really plays a big part, but not ended yet. Evil VIP
no.
This is just a big Thanksgiving dinner from J8 going 2 teams down in their hands. Man, that's a big kill.
No.
12 kills.
Zoli, he just popped off right there. Did you just see he just zoomed in into its ultra? Is like 1, 2, 3 tap, you're out.
Yeah, so every single time we see EVOS VIP, they are biting the dust. They're inside a dragon's mouth. I'm not too sure what they're doing there, but they should get the hell out because Marino are not fighting against Yudu gank. Yudu for the meantime, it looks like they do not want to just engage head on, but they're taking their time. They're putting themselves in very good positions as well. Fredo's a little bit further behind, and J is rolling in as well, along with AKA. Marlino has to push through because of the blue. So in front of them is actually Yudu. Yudu trying to hold the line as well. The nigga spray out, Sapperman gets dropped. Mamparang will try to hold the line again with Drax. This time around, Superboy will try to push in along with Noxy, but there's no space for them to play with. And look at the circle right smack in the north. Half of it's in the water, half of it's on the land, and there's so many teams still.
What is this circle torturing the players? But we're having fun watching it. Mind you that Yudu gang now inside of bootcamp have to migrate themselves outside, but Merlino himself will actually take the tail there. J8 playing around here, going at the cliff side, aka just gonna take a dip, and Damansara Esport joining in here. I'm not sure how they're gonna play this one now. Oh, big fish to fry. J8 one more kill.
J8 definitely has this game in the back. They got the positioning right, and they have been here since the get-go. This circle, of course, forcing Yudu gang to also approach, while the rest of them just waiting for them, of course, to hopefully spare their dear lives by the water. Damn Cutie knows what's up.
Oh no, Damansara. The thing is, right, there's no water in Damansara right now, so I think they're just taking a swim. Just taking a swim right there, getting themselves wet, drinking a bit of the seawater. So yeah, they're trying to get boosted
They
out.
need of water.
Yeah,
they need water that much. They are desperate for it because right now, seems like the water killing them. Too much of water is not good. Yudu gang on the other hand, they got themselves the other end of the circle, but Marlino crawling themselves there. I'm not sure how they can fight themselves inside because J8 gatekeeping this really tough, really hard. Even the pixel shot hit anybody that gets in the way of damn Cutie Cross. And now Yudu versus J8 very soon, but the one that dipping in the water is good luck with that.
For Damn Cutie, of course, he wished to actually spot a few more out. He knows that Damanzara members are still right below. As for AK, they're stuck by the other end, and
Can they play the healing game? Do
they can't exactly heal. There's nowhere for them to stand. So as for Ziggs, he possibly would. Look, he's just by the crease of it. So maybe if he does have any packs at all, he should actually grab a couple of you. And yeah, Loyori got one shot on his side. Well, Noxie is already healing outside of the zone. Yudu Gang playing very patiently while...
Oh my god.
I'm not too sure. Like, is Jade focusing on fishing, or are they actually looking at...
And the worst part is that some of the AKA members not even inside of a circle. How did they ended up here?
AKA doing AKA things. They have been spotted out. J8 has the best position in the whole entirety of the best circle, but now both actually jumps down. Now he's in trouble. There's no way for him to get back out onto the shore. But Noxie has already taken down Damn Cutie, and he's trying to be the taunt in the side of J8 right now. J8 has to take the fight against Yudu, and he's trying to be the taunt in the side, but Zali will try to hold on the line. Mamparang pushing through around with Drax as well, but Zali knows where they're at, knows that he has to draw them up, then go in spring, but J8, they have the upper hand and only one player down.
I felt like Bulldog shouldn't really go downwards, and now Jade loses all these members, and Yudu Gank is going to be rolling up all these kills. They are dominating right now, and they can actually get this chicken dinner in the back. Now, it seems like Drax wants to go fishing as well, as Jorky gets knocked out, leaving only one member left. And the foot of that sort of the island, and Damn Cutie, if he gets out, Jade is over.
Oh, it's going to be over for JA. I don't know why bot jumped. They need that player power. It seems like it's going to be Yudu Gang's game with only Damansara across there and also Bota inside of that water. And now Drax trying to pick over. Look at that.
Oh, I hope Drax doesn't commit the same mistake as they do. And, you know...
Slowly, Drax.
I know there's a water shortage around the vicinities of Kuala Lumpur as well as Selangor, but yeah. Ziggs!
Oh no, Bota! That's a big mistake. Surprise, motherfucker. Ziggs is there. Yudu man, confidence of Bota there. That's down to Ziggs. Oh, Yudu Gang, Bota, why did you have to jump? But nevertheless, Yudu Gang, congratulations, making the debut final back in the chicken dinner zone. And this is a good momentum for them to start off the day.
They have definitely done it to take down Team SMG. But now we're taking this flight and towards the Desert Dunes, and we'll be probably looking at some of all these survey numbers coming up on your screen shortly before heading in towards our second game of the PMPL MISG. Day 5, and there we go.
Oh my god! Where did they get that? Oh my god!
When?
I've seen the other picture, but the middle one from Ngak, that is different.
That's actually like...
How old were you back then?
That was like 5 years ago, I think 4 years ago. I was really... I'm kind of a teen guy. I just kind of got weight in the last couple of years.
Then what about Zai's picture? Which year was this?
This is actually January of this year. So yeah, that's why I'm looking a little bit more hairy this year. The last few years, I wasn't as hairy. I was kind of that small kid with a... what's it called? Mohawk on the top. Yeah, hopefully I don't return to that kind of a style because I hate it.
That style. I love bad boy style. Sorry to say.
It looks like I needed a slap in the face. Those pictures were really bad.
Yeah, Chichu really likes bad boys.
Yeah, I have a thing for bad boys. I'm so sorry. But you know what? You can be a ladies' man out there if you know. Well, I'm liking this look too, so it's not all bad. The fabulous hair is always something that we have pleasure to look upon every day. But
can't stand this online flirting on the table.
Deal with it.
Dude, I'm a part of it. I'm so flustered. I'm like, oh no.
I just say hi, and then he bowed down. Everything is.
Oh no.
Why do I look that bad?
Do you see my pictures? How shy of a kid I looked.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
still
shy.
the same.
You obviously never shy when it comes to the Costa's desk. Never.
Yeah, that's where I kind of bring out the fangs a little bit.
But is it gonna be Chumasero Circle this time?
Oh, maybe. We haven't seen that for quite a while for this entire season. Most of the time, that circle kept going on top of that hill of Power Grid. So many of the teams like Yudu Gank, they might have difficulty in rotation. There's WeStar, Geek Fam, as well as Marlino. That's going to be blocking their passage. But for the side of Kingsman as well, they are going to be heading from Al-Azhar. So I'm going to be a little bit concerned. Unless if they cut through Bandita, then that's fine.
Well, we gotta wait and see, especially when it comes to SMG and that brother sharing the compound. But back then, we do know they marked themselves that invisible line between those two territories of Los Leones. While we have Damansara already parked themselves in Chumacera. Team Secret, like usual, San Martin, and nobody will contest this.
Yeah, Team Secret again. High praises towards iShot. He's been playing fantastically for the last couple of weeks. Although you can see that you had a Rex combination sometimes gets foiled, but iShot is just there to provide so much support, so much firepower to their team. Even though they lose up front, iShot always replenishes that tip of the spear. It's just fantastic to watch. But yeah, going back to Yudu Gank, they won the game earlier. It was on Sandhawk. They won first place. Second place was J8. Sorry, actually second place was Damansara Esports. Third was J8.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I, looking back at the game again, it feels like J8 fumbled. They botched their win because they had everything going for
Oh,
them.
that reminder.
Yeah,
That's
I have to say this because it didn't seem like Yudugan won the game. It seemed like J8 lost theirs.
Yeah, I have to agree. It was in their bag before, but they botched it. But you know, that's the thing about the challenge being the pro player right now. They have to pick themselves up because they have to fight for another round here. We're talking about 4 games to play today only for the players. On the side of Yudu Gang, they are quiet when it comes to second week before, including the third week, the start of the week. They're just nowhere.
Yeah, I guess like it's really due to the fact that they are trying to gel in with new things, new style of play. Hug
New
is-
baby.
Yeah, new baby definitely sets Mamparang away from the game. But remember, when he came back, he's the top fragger for the previous game. He, of course, managed to pull in with his strategies, and he's basically the brains of Yudugank. I don't feel like he should be subbed out, but of course he got even more important matters
Family
outside.
first.
Yeah, you really got to put your family first. In that case, it's his wife and of course his newborn child. And of course, there's also players like Bamburu who also had a baby who came in the way from week number 1 or 2.
I think we
So,
start.
yeah.
We
that
start also
one,
have.
that's one.
So it's like baby season now. Maybe all 3 babies will form a squad later. We're just waiting for the 4th. Maybe, who knows? They are PUBG Mobile Professional League babies.
The funny thing is they had almost the same manufacturing date.
That's the thing. That's why I said they should be a squad there, and also with a team of PMPL along the way. Maybe it's like a, prodigy in progress. One day, you're living this one out.
I'm leaving this one out.
Hi.
Just gonna get this. Okay. Why? Why?
Okay, Gig Fam. This is one of your favorite teams out there, when.
Yeah, since the first week, they've been striding along every single week, getting themselves all the top 3 placements, getting a lot of kills as well. Although they're not up there in the numbers of Yudu Gang, or sorry, on Team Secret. Of course, Team Secret are like 60 ahead of Yudu Gang, which is number 2 in terms of kills. I think Yudu Gang's about 214 or something like that, and Team Secret about 273. So again, going back to that, people have been saying that Yudu Gang has been very fight heavy, getting a lot of kills very early on. But at the same time, in that span of 3 weeks, the same time span, Team Secret have gotten less than 274. So if you just look at it, it does sound like I'm giving them a lot of flack, but the numbers do not lie.
Yeah, I have to agree. But the thing about Gig Fam that, sometimes they are performing so well, sometimes they're quiet, they're not that consistent. But hopefully, but the thing that they are actually having an advantage on their strength is that they're making sure always never the first one to be out. It's so rare to see Gig Fam to be the first one to be out. While EVOS, you have to wait every moment that they drive. Always somebody will shoot over when it comes to, especially Kuza.
Okay, the thing is, every single time that we see them on the first or the second circle, they are rotating around. I'm not too sure what's happening there, but you kind of have to expect that some of the compounds inside the circle has been occupied, right? But the way that they attack teams, or the way that they take these formations to try and take those fights, it's like they are not ready for it. Sometimes they always blunder themselves into a fight where they do not want to take. Sometimes they're right in the crosshair for every other team while they're crossing a very long plane. So just something wrong in that camp.
Well, I can definitely explain that because they usually take the north point when it comes down to Miramar, and you can already count the number of teams that are somewhere lower than their position is at. So if they were to go anywhere, it's quite natural that they might actually stumble upon some visitors. So when you are in that gridlock position, you still need to find your way out. And I guess this is why that they place themselves in multiple areas. Like, okay, is this sector clear? Is the other side all right? And of course, they gotta catch the timings right as well, because not all teams actually need to rotate in certain moments. And so we're looking at very long-range shots coming in from DMS as well as GeekFam. And for now, both will be on a standstill.
Yeah, Damansara Esport, I have to give this a team highlight for a bit because when you compare it last season as Last Survivor and this season, first week, I have to say that Batman coaches is just top notch. They gave themselves a chance to have a different perspective with coaching on the go there, and it seems like it changes them when it comes to rotation, how they actually form in the game. It's a totally different team, including here. Usually, when they were starting off in the first week, they are not this aggressive. But this time, they are the ones that, have their self-confidence built up, and they taking the fight first. It's just, I'm liking this progress coming up from Damansara.
Yeah, and most likely the case that if they do survive with 4-man, in towards the late game, they usually have a very high win ratio, and they've already won quite a number of chicken dinners in the bag. Now, even in the previous game, they were actually at second spot just by being in the water, and that actually gives them quite a stacked amount of points that we saw early on. NSP still trying from long distance, while inside Picado, we do have another visitor by the edge in the form of AKA.
Yeah, things are starting to slow down a little bit, but as soon as I see that Tara's links has been taken out by Kingsman, it looks like they are firing towards the north eastern side of the circle. They are still outside the circle, so one of these teams will be able to get out of this top 3, but Tara has been knocked down. Muffin on the floor and died as well. Wahong's trying to hold the line, but it's Lirian who's trying to fire away at the Kingsman player, but it looks like there's another player coming from behind. It's Wolfie, suddenly appears, the player right in front of him, he instantly jumps out of the window. Can Wolfie get this kill? He turns to the Uzi and will be able to get those kills up on Terra. Everybody dropping like flash. Terra are out.
The Singaporean, when it comes to CQC early phase, I'm loving them so much. They always know what to do, how to deal with it. And Tara, they prefer middle to long range shots. I mean, especially Lyrian. Their snipes is just insane. But when it comes to CQC, they're probably not the strongest.
I certainly agree with that. Liren, one of the best snipers so far that we've seen. He can cover a variety of range with any weapon that you throw with him. And of course, a little bit of loot coming from the top side of the Picado Hills. And you guys can definitely get that code. Do I pronounce it? Do I not?
You can pronounce it.
The Flash Vision ZNAT.
Nat.
Okay.
Nut.
I only see Nat at the end.
Vivian Nut.
I guess you like
Sounds
some
Russian.
nuts.
I knew you were going to go there. I set you up for that, right?
Guys.
Well, probably you nut that one pretty hard.
Oh,
He had
my.
another one out of his pocket, like, slam it on the table. Nicely won. And nicely done, Mr. Aaron. And Damansara Esports, the team that we have been giving to, they have been getting better and better as it progresses, trying different things. This is one of the we can definitely say Batman has been bringing a lot of different natures of how to play the game, because they usually on the first few days they rotated very late into a circle, but this time around they get themselves right smack in the middle, go for those fights very early on, try to get a little bit more points in their name, and then go into a circle with 4 players when they are right smack into the circle, because that's way easier, right? But you see both of it being played by Damansara Esports. Sometimes they go inside the circle late, which they already do. Sometimes they get themselves right smack in the middle, then try to defend. Yeah, different things coming out from the side of Damansara Esports here.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the bigger map, I do notice that they can sometimes rotate a bit later than the rest of the team. Well, Marlena got shot there by J8, if I'm not mistaken. They're trying to just play along with the structure they have right now. While J8 seems like they're having that very long shot. Speaking of J8, I'm loving Botap playing this time. I think this is one of the most solid roster for now. They pop the smoke, probably try to get the DBS. I'm sure they're going to be super disappointed the moment they step themselves out from there and get into the airdrop. And if they even die for that DBS, I think they're really going to regret it big time.
Yeah, and for now, that DBS could still be put into good works, but he would not want to actually get that one in hand, as J8 members are actually some distance away at the very least, but that is probably going to help them for a little bit. And I remember the point that you pointed out that Damansara Esports didn't really get much wins in bigger maps such as Miramar. They definitely won it inside of Erangel, but over here, I think it's really the way that they move, where there is quite a number of teams that are surrounding them. And speaking of which, we also have Monsgoku already being knocked downwards, and the circle is going to be moving all the way down in towards the open highways of Chumacera. So teams like PPG, they can get good access. Same goes to Net Brotherhood, that is pretty much safe and sound. And SMG, they are already smacked right into the center.
You know, I have to correct the statement just now. Damansara is one of the team that aces all their chickens. They pretty much got each map already chickens there. So, including Secret, the team that also, well, basically they got 8. So that's more than one map, obviously. Well, for the side of Damansara, I can say they are the most stable right now. Even though they didn't change a lot when it comes to their lineup since last season, just a different perspective from coach within just 1 week. That progress.
Yeah, you can see a lot of these teams trying different things. Like you have 3 weeks before the final stretch, so there's so many things that you can try to do. First week can try to be a little bit more barbar. Second week can be a little bit more methodical. But yeah, only Yudu is the one that I don't really see the pattern here. But Mata getting shot a little bit by Jumper. This is the fight that again we want to see. But if you are a Yudu fan, you kind of get a little bit scared.
Well, I do think that they actually covered some very wide angles. If you look at the media
Oh,
map.
no.
And Jumper already getting shot from the top side of the hill as Rex is pummeling those bullets right down below. Gonna be lobbing that nade as well. This might just be primed just about perfectly, but he's gonna be walking away from this one while Mamparang actually trades all the way back to suppress him from finishing up Jumper.
They might just sacrifice Yuhai there because no way in for the other team members of Team Secret to get into that. Just at a crook that Yuhai finished off by Yudu Gang. They lost their one on main fragger, so they're gonna form into triangle formation usually. And iShot probably gonna take that position towards the front line. Manpara finish off Rex, the mini 14 on that high ground. This is not doing great for Team Secret at all, but Drax trying to find any way in just to get close to Team Secret. We have Mott Toy coming up from the flank side.
Well, Team Secret definitely would want to bail out of this situation. There's no way possible to climb up that hill. And to take this fight, it's going to be pretty hard for them as well, as they will hop on the buggy as well as the pickup truck. And now, well on the way in towards the circle, where Montpar is going to be chasing in. And back to the vehicle he goes with Downroot already knocking on Kuza with the headshot. Snipes will be getting one in the form of Superlon as well. And for this moment here, we still have 15 teams, 57 to go, and QB will be finished off.
Oh, Jumper tailing this one out here, not letting them go, but Team Secret, that's free! iShot, oh, that climb is super slow!
He jumped up.
Oh, he got stuck, and now just spray and spray! Jumper, beautiful one, finish up. Oh, Kingsman got iShot that. That kill still, my god, what did that coming up from?
Man, that's all the way up the hill, and he might be able to find Matt Toy as well. He's looking in the wrong direction, though. Now he's walked out Yudu Gank, and Matt Toy will definitely be spared for now, but not for the guy from Picado, as AKA wants a piece of the pie, and it's already smoking up, and he's driving towards the side of HMT. He's so low in health, he's got to bail out.
Boom.
He gotta hop out, he's only on 2 tires, and oh, it's flaming already. Okay, he's out.
Oh, it's GMT Jerome. Finish up every team, get a bit of Team Secret taste there. The first, almost the first to be out, it's going to be the 15th place for them. Play zone, finish off We-Star Expert just now, while J8 seems like they have more than one team to deal with. Kingsman, they have the higher ground advantage here, been taking so many teams out.
Yeah, but they see outside, they are not safe for the meantime. Yudu's coming in as well. So KGM, Team Kingsman, they have to hold their ground. But as he said, they are rotating around as well to try and get the flank around the player from Yudu Gang. But as he says, they are coming from one direction. So yeah, this one is already enough. There are 4 all of them spread apart here on top of this hill. They can see entirety of Yudu Gang as they come through. Jumper is the first to go. I think he has been caught out. Drax is trying to fight it all, but Kabu just spraying it now. Fredo gets knocked here. More Yudu players just popping out the head. That's Drax very low, but someone still survives for the meantime. Can they pick up the teammates though? Because there is already one on the ground. Yudu Gang still trying to hold on here, but there's just no way for them to enter in as KGM just peppering them with bullets. There's no way for Yudu Gang to enter the circle.
This is going to be really rough as KGM just gatekeeps them, shuts the door upon the members inside of Yudu Gang, while Jerome will be able to actually pick gotten the star experience while they ate at the same time. They're not letting loose of Manparang, even though he's all alone from behind. He's being forced to just be kept outside of the blue zone for the temporary moment. And over on the west side, there's also another flock of crowd with Steel Hearts taking on SMG.
There's a clear pathway coming up from the east and nobody coming up from there. I'm surprised because usually SMG come up from Los Leones. Well, they're going for the western side as well. Net taking one down on PPGs. SMG start on Steelheart, but looking at Kingsman still trying to shut down Yudu Gang, but they are the undying. Every single time they got knocked down, always being picked up by their team members the moment they pop their smoke. But wait for this nade. Seems like a perfect one. Jumper, trying to, oh, that zigzag run. He managed to dodge it in the very last minute.
Yeah, and with Vex still on the top, still trying to bandage himself up. Leganis wants that this is no time for a healing game. And Fredo gets knocked down. And will be the next one with Drax all the way downwards here. He'll be able to actually pick them up. Unity Gang now only down to Jumper. Jumper with very low health, but he will fall flat as well. Where is the help necessary? Manparang too far behind. Only one first aid kit left. No time to actually save his members. But KGM played that one almost perfectly.
Yeah, they had the high ground. Yudu was trying to encroach upon them. They just looked downwards, and there was every one of them out in the open. Everyone that got slayed there goes the nade, but I don't think it will be able to connect. Manparang is out in the open as well. All three players from Kingsman actually gets dropped here. Now it's actually Vex all alone. He will have to fight Manparang head on. If not, they will not be able to survive. Manparang comes on. There's a spray down. Actually, Vex hides for the side, but Manparang still fighting his on. He's going to try and push the same Vex as well, and there goes spray down. Manparang very low. Can he get this kill? Manparang oh my god, Yudu's still alive here and he will be able to pick up Jumper as well.
That's high caliber skills out there being played by Manparang. Last tick of health, not much, even nobody to back him up with AKA from the back line there. He still managed to pull it off with the lower ground. Disadvantage just now.
Wow, man. I gotta say that that movement there coming in from the side of Vex was readable because he kept moving back and forth in the same manner 3 times. The first 2 times, of course, we saw Manparang receiving so much damage, but he got himself that cover. And after that, he was, of course, worried for his life, but he fought back well. There's 2 options there. He could either, A, pick up his teammate and then go for that 2v1, but he was confident enough to actually take him on one-on-one. And KGM, they definitely made a huge decision to actually put everything on the line for that.
Yeah, because of KGM, so many teams cannot seem to be getting themselves into the circle. They stopped too many teams there, including Team Secret just now on the side of SMG. Gig Fam seems like low in terms of manpower. Nab Brother just across them, SMG. They try to get themselves one chicken dinner this time. You can see the desperation, can smell it from here. Trixinity, drop that nade, hitting nobody just yet, but Nat seems too busy against Damansara Esports.
It looks like SNG wants to converge back together, try to regroup before taking this fight because Nat is right across them. As he stands, the circle will be a little bit towards the western side where all of these teams are already in. Yudu's Jumper and Manparang coming in from the northern side and they have free entry as well. AKA is right in front of them, but I don't think they will be fighting anytime soon. They can stay just on the other side of the road. Net Brotherhood on towards the south, SMG near them as well. AGMT has free entry from the western side.
Well, Saint's going to be taken out there, so this is going to be 5 teams remaining. SMG, of course, had the leverage of the circle alongside with Net Brotherhood from the get-go. So this is going to be pretty much every single south corner as well as west corner being covered up. I'm just really surprised. Like Yudu Gang, after that big win, they still held on really strongly. And of course, now they managed to also revive Jumper, so they have enough firepower to actually take someone out.
Yudu Gang work best in duos and pairs. I'm talking about. Never mind. I see the smirk on your faces here. But SMG here taking a fight against Nat Psycho, dropping Jenny first. I say Jenny always the first one to make the plays and always the first one to drop a huge nade over the other teams. So they really need to save Jenny. But in the meantime, the blue is ticking in slowly but surely, killing most players outside of a circle. On the side of Nebra, it seems like they have themselves this circle.
Yeah, things are starting to really get hyped up because a lot of the teams are fighting on the 5th circle. You don't really see that a lot, especially on Miramar, because the teams kind of slowly encroach towards the circle, but this time around, very heavy fights happening all around, and we are left with just 5 teams in the 5th circle. I don't think I've seen this much on Miramar, but this time around is so fight heavy as Net Brotherhood on top of the hill. SMG has all 4 players left as well, and AGMT on towards the horizon. Inside one shack, they know where they're at, but SMG can't really push out towards them because they are out in the blue after this. So yeah, SMG has the high ground. They are a little bit inside the circle. They have full control. They should be able to get a couple of kills here.
Well, maybe they can definitely prep a couple of smokes, but how far can they actually go that now is? Laying out some steam, as that will be a little bit of damage done towards is. Wall jumper is going to be knocked down here. Mamparang having inside the smoke. I don't think that jumper will be able to survive, but yep. Will be taken out by Is.
Oh, but Mamparang has no cover set for the smoke. It's going to dissipate very soon. And the moment that happened, he will be just shot down by Net Brother on top of this hill, including AKA, who just struggling themselves to fight over into the circle as well. And forging themselves that clear pathway is almost impossible. Yudu plays himself at top 5-4 now. And Crooks is really low, tanking the blue. It's not going to be enough for them. Hopefully they have enough mats that to work things out. But looking at this, even SMG sticking their nose into this business. We only have 4 teams left, but AKA seems the first one to be out later. Because, you know, AGMT is still not popping their presence into the side of Net Brother and SMG yet.
Yeah, AKA are out and about. They are out in the open. Everybody sees them from a mile away. Net spraying them, SMG as well. So they're trying to take that fight on that angle. First on towards AKA, then Net will try to converge back, try to take another fight. But as he stands, Net very strong here. They have 3 players still alive. But SMG's Putra pushing through behind as well. Psychos are in front. SMG still wants to take this fight against Net. It's been taking such a long time, but finally we're at the precipice of it. Finally, they will be fighting each other.
Yeah, they're actually lobbing the smokes in towards the middle first to actually block the views coming from Net Brotherhood, while they have respected each other's territory as they went in to actually clear every other team out before doing so. Now SMG having more members advantage here. Psycho already going lower on towards those hillside on the left.
The circle.
The circle is going to punish SMG a whole lot.
Yeah, but SMG is one of the teams you really think that can push towards the circle, right?
No,
They
the
have the
thing
man
is-
advantage as well.
The thing is, it's a clear pathway for them. There's nothing to cover themselves with if they want to climb up towards Net Brotherhood compound. And they got the advantage of the terrain, but SMG have 4 men. They just rush in. It's now or never. They're not going to waste any more time. Putra trading 1 for Psycho as well. But Jenny and also Trix getting the backline, which is going to be Iz and Atai. They try to land their vision there, but it's so hard for them to land the shots. Nate's been tossed. Will it drop onto Jenny there? But not quite yet. They have to sacrifice Psycho for this.
This is crazy. It's a 2v4. Net still trying to hold on here, but SMG has the upper hand. As soon as they push Net, I don't think they can do anything about it, as Net's now flying out as well. Atrai will be dropped. I think no, he's actually still alive. He's fighting off as well, but SMG is trying to push very, very slowly. All 4 of them are split apart. They're coming in from all angles as well. Is will try to hold on behind the car, but how long can he stay here?
Well, this is going to be time calling it off, and it's on time left. It's out of smoke will be finished off as SMG continues their streak here with another chicken dinner in the bag to make it their 6.
Finally, you know, yesterday the Candy Erangel sung up. They failed to gain themselves that 1 chicken for that 4th consecutive chicken dinner. Not gonna be in top 16 if they keep this going.
Yeah, and of course they have been in the grand finals before, and we'll be looking whether or not will they be able to qualify by the end of next week, as we'll draw things out on the closure for the entirety of the PMPL M1SG League. But you know, the playoffs is around the corner as well, and we'll see who will make it to SEA. But before that, let's take this flight from Creatures all the way down to Hot Springs. Okay.
He was bald once.
I like him with the guitar though.
Yeah, he looks swagging there.
He looks really he looks like a hippie. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
I have to agree.
He looks like a hippie. Oh my god.
There's so many different versions of him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is the same person.
I think it's the same version, except for different versions of glasses.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I do like him with hairs these days. He looks more, you know, more adorable, more innocent with his hair on.
Okay, on the first week he had a mustache. Second week he didn't have a mustache. And the third week he's suddenly shy. I don't believe Exeter, okay? He's not shy at all.
Oh, but what I don't believe right now is the circle. Looking at this, we've seen it ended up around Volnova and just on top of that bridge. Will it be the same circle again? Or maybe even castle?
I think Cement Factory is a very good place to just stay put for most of the point of the circle at the very least. As for Dingus, they will be very happy about this because they can control the south side very, very well.
Yeah, we see it a lot from Dingos, right? They like to gatekeep a lot of these teams out. They'll be very happy with their spot because they can stop Steel Hearts, SMG, all the teams from going up towards the northern side of the circle. So yeah, that would be very fun to watch if Dingos play that way. Because the last couple of games they didn't play that way. They did. I think one of the games finished top 3, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we didn't really see them play that way. The gatekeeping way where they really take advantage early on. Yeah, hoping to see more of that.
But we're waiting for SMG. They got themselves first chicken dinner yesterday, and they keep on getting multiple times consecutive chicken dinner. Will it be the same pattern here until they've been stopped?
Well, there is a possibility, of course, as they have already played a couple of rounds already. So there's only 2 more games for the side of SMG to play out for today. And this group itself will be a big challenge for them to actually get that perfect run for that extra chicken dinner money, of course, and placing themselves better. What I really want to talk about is the placements for 4th place all the way out to 9th, because this sort of position have been switching way too much.
Too much. Not just that. I say from the top 15 on towards the 2nd place. We've seen some teams maintain at the first few page sometime, but then suddenly they just drop onto the 2nd page. TRX Elementals is one of them. They've always been in the number 8 spot. Nobody takes that away from them until SMG jumps into the first page there. They got dropped into the 2nd page. While Tara, they maintain the 2nd page, but right now just keep on dropping down.
Yeah, again, the 2nd page can actually catch towards the 1st page, but they have a lot of work to do as well. They have to be consistent, getting a little bit more kills and placing top 6 as well. So yeah, a couple of things that have to go right for them, but as it stands, looks like Easy Estel has found himself in a little bit of a scuffle against PPG. PPG does not look like they want to take this fight. This is the PPG Moist special, where she's left all alone to her own devices and Easy Estel's on the other side.
Stop!
I gotta say, that's the PPG special, right?
The thing that I love Moy playing, and I'm loving it more if we have Tiara in the roster as well. But Moy, sometimes I'm liking the fact that Moy always be the setter for the team itself, and also she always frag things out first. She's the entry fragger, but you know what? Sometimes they just out of the blue spread out too much and just die doing PPG thing. That's just PPG things.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely going to be a very high-risk approach coming in from the side of PPG right now. Although he does get a glimpse of Asta, and if she can actually get that knock first, then it's going to be a great 1-pointer at the very least. Right now, by the edge of the circle, maybe she can wait for the rest of PPG to actually group alongside, and here comes the cavalry.
Oh
No, the rest of PPG is coming in for the fight. It looks like they want to take this fight against Easy as well. But Skins is already joining Estel as well. So there will be a 2-on-2 situation here for both of these teams. But as it stands now, Putri is out in the open as well. She has been spotted out by Skizo, if I'm not mistaken. But she's going to go in from the other side where Skizo is at as well. Now she jumps out of the car. We're trying to fight against Skizo, but hasn't had an inkling on where Skizo is just yet. But look at where Astal is as well. Moy is getting stopped. Putri is getting hold on as well. Skizo and Esther doing a very good job here.
I'm loving the fact that Putri jumps and rush in like that, but that kind of injured herself. But just a bit of recap. You do on the first Sunhawk match, Mirama on second, still TBA for Vikendi.
This is going to be pretty bad. They are driving straight in towards the trap, and they are just landing on space. A double going in for the side of Schizo. This is a freebie coming in from Easy LX, and there goes Putri being spotted out as well. And this might just be a corner. Say sayonara, as this will be goodbye. But Putri gets 1 knock, and this is the 2 members left. And Putri will be down and out. PPG, 16 plays.
I gotta say, we kind of expected that was going to happen,
but
right?
At least I'm liking the fact they start the initiation move this time. They're not they didn't get that right. That went so bad and wrong on so many ways. But at least they start the first initiation there finally.
I never liked it. I don't like it at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not sorry, but if you're gonna be scouting, you need full information of
Yeah.
the territory. And if you give the wrong info, this is what happens.
Yeah, they Moy and Putri were just so far back that they really couldn't get any information. As soon as they came in with the car, you knew that something was going to go wrong, right? Because they had no inkling of where the player was. They just went straight in. I think it was Kizo on the back of it.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Really nice for easy. We knew that they are the type of teams that can take early engagements, but as it stands, it will be picky to drop first as NRL is just crossing in front of Marlino here, but NRL will be able to get inside that compound as well. All four of them occupying that house.
Or four of them occupying that vehicle as well. If only that got sprayed down, it's going to be a big of an issue for NRL Axis here. But nice parking spot there from Happy. From PPG side just now, if only the rest of PPG come in a bit late and they started first, it might be a different story. But Leto here got sprayed down by Sniper Man, using a G to succeed this time. Appy almost clipped down at the back line. I'm not sure who got him, probably Superboy there. While Noxy in the middle, Marlino spread out. This formation is quite strong for them to hold their compound.
Yeah, and for now, Merlino has already got the entirety of the coal mine, all having them locked outside. And Bean, this is going to be an interesting flank angle if he can actually put a little bit more focus on the other side. But NRL, they are just going to be waiting by here. And that circle is kind of a distance away. I'm not sure how long do they plan to actually keep themselves there. But RSG, they get flanked, and TNR comes in to spoil every chance possible with Y2K right under the bridge. And TNR gets their redemption.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see from TNR, right? A little bit more scuffle, winning those fights very early on, getting yourself all the loot a little bit better, for replenishing your loot as well as soon as you get those kills. That's what we wanted to see from TNR. With Resurgence left on Y2K, not too sure what else he can do in this situation, trying to get some placements with something like do the Ajiji, I think. But yeah, it's a very hard feat, but he's going to try and do it. But it looks like Simpro has been dropped as well. So Team No Recall are in another scuffle here. Is actually Geek on the other side. We're actually Geek taking on Tara instead. Now they are in behind the houses. Tara is all four of them in front of the houses. Then we're going to try and rotate around them. Sees the first play, but he gets nailed for his trouble from Muffin. Up top. Now he gets dropped. Now QB coming in from the side as well, but he has been known. They know where he's at. Going to get sprayed down as well. Geek lose two on the entry. Sin our but Sin actually takes the kill up on him. And they will drop. Tara will be out at 15th place.
7 kills already for Geek Fam in the blink of an eye, and this is only 8 minutes of the game. This can only get better as it goes. But speaking of which, the Papori will be met with a little bit of damage being done here with Appy already spotting up on the roof. But I felt this is a little bit of a bad move coming from Marlino, just hopping out there without really thinking of the consequences. And speaking of which, they already knew Axis and MPX. They are around that vicinity, and this is just one lost member.
I think they should just stay patient and stay inside for a bit more. They were kind of in that kind of formation, spread out, holding themselves one compound each. I'm not sure why they start to push, because apparently if they are pushing, they're not going to win this one based on the terrains, based on the structures working around them. While Sniperman taking a long shot against Pamburi, got knocked one down, didn't finish it off straight away. And now Pamburi will be covered by all the structures and buildings around him. They can revive, while the rest of Marlino, two spread out, only 3 members to work with. This is tough for them to finish off the kills.
Yeah, and I thought that he would be able to actually take down Pamburu at the very least, because he still had a little bit of the glimpse of the window. And now Ben will be still having himself setting his sights there. But Marlino is calling it quits, and they are trying to actually get a different way to actually cut across. But for SMG, how many smokes did they pop out just to save that one guy?
Not just that, they even knocked down one guy from Dingles. Their son on his knees for now, an eye for an eye, and now not done yet. Tricks probably going to rush in the moment, but can revive their teammate. While on Molino's side, been there, done that. He's caught himself in such a hot spot. And the blue taking in every single second. Dingles finish out. Tricks just now knocked down, but Bean with the micro Uzi, he got himself double kill there. And NRL really caught themselves in a tough spot now.
Yeah, actually Marino shouldn't have had this advantage, but they are coming in one by one here. Both of them rotating out and Bin will punish them for it. Peter on the floor as well as Lero, if I'm not mistaken, as well. NRL coming in from behind, but they do not want to take this part, but they jump wide. Marino sprays him down. He gets dropped as well. Pumburu on the floor. Triple hit from NRL on the floor as Marino will try to clear them up. There's one more player up above them. Bin should be able to rotate around him, but he's all alone for the meantime. Going to go spraying in, but it stands. NRL still very much alive here, but Bin gets punished for it. There's one more player. It's actually Sniper Man, but it's so far apart.
Well, that was a pretty bad play, I must say.
He failed.
Oh.
And Marlino, like, this is one of the worst possible way to go out. Bin, he's spraying 4 clips and he can't even finish off the guys inside of the smoke. Like, might as well just focus on the guy right in front. You know it's only the last man standing, and he wasted a lot of time with that. I have to call it out.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. He shouldn't have really went in for the finish. Wait for the rest of them to come out.
If you want to win in for the finish, make sure just one clip to finish it off.
Yeah.
Or wasting too many economy side there. And that bought so much time. But, you know, they are too spread out. They might just won the match just now. But on the side of Dingos, their SMG seems like having a tough time. They got themselves in a tricky spot. But this is going to be AWM in Vikendi. You know what? When it comes to small maps, always AWM drops. When it comes to Marama, DBS all the way.
Well, I got not much to say about that. Like we've seen some interesting sort of loots as well. Combinations, sometimes. Just having...
Well, 8 times score on DBS. That's legendary.
Yeah.
Always.
Why are you wearing the 2 boxes on your head?
Oh, that's too much.
But if you were to pair something with the DBS, what will you pair it with? Like
2 boxer.
With another gun.
Yeah, probably a double DBS there.
Okay.
I don't think he helped the situation at all. They're just making it worse. But Yudu is trailing as well. They are crossing by, but as it stands, they have all 4 players still alive. Yudu looking way better in this game. They are coming in from the northern side of the circle as well, where it's at least less occupied. So yeah, they should be able to get themselves in here, but there is another team in front. It's essentially Sniper Man all alone. He has been found on the floor. I think Jumper should be able to get this kill, but he doesn't know that Sniper Man is actually all alone. He jumps out of the car. Sniper Man ducks in. He's right behind the rock formation. He has been spotted out. Jumper jumps true to his name, but will he get the kill? No, it's actually Sniper Man who gets it first, but he's getting punished from behind. But he gets the finish up on Jumper first. Sniper Man very low, will be able to heal up as well. Yudu then drop the ball again. Oh no, will they lose any more here? Sniper Man will try to hold on. Should be able to get into this car as well if he wants to, but he's just waiting for the next players from Yudu Gang to come in.
Yudu Gang doesn't want to fight him. They're actually pulling out. They say, okay, maybe he might have teammates, but... Oh man!
What a
Sniper
day,
Man!
Sniper Man. He is just blessed today.
Oh, okay. Actually, they are gatekeeping him at least.
They try to corner him.
Yeah, so he's got nowhere to go right now. So, smart move. Yudu can definitely wait till he just go high and dry and...
He can just reload himself from the box at just being knocked down there, but it's kind of in the open.
I'm not sure if Jumper does have any sort of mats with him, but...
I think he does have a couple of them. Right?
Yeah, it really depends, but he's only left with 1 pack.
Oh,
there goes
SMG
Team
out.
SMG down there. As Dingos, instead of staying in Cantra, they actually push towards the bridge and somehow get those kills. I wish we actually have the cameras on site because that is a very interesting move coming from Dingos, who apparently have the entirety of the Hot Spring Cantra region, and Y2K, at least now, he could still walk into Villanova.
Yeah, again, back to Dingo's though. That's the Dingo special, right? Waiting on top of the bridges, waiting for players to cross, waiting inside the compounds where it's at the edge of the circle, waiting for players to pass. It's just the Dingo special. That's really just how they play, and it's perfect for a map like this because it's so congested on top of those bridges that you can get those kills in. And Dingos have position themselves. This time around, a loot will be coming in their laps, but will they pick it up? It's an AUG A3, everything inside, all level 3, along with, I think, the code for the PMPL loot. Will it show itself here?
I like how it actually drops in towards the dry pool. And it's like, good job, Dingos. You guys took out Team SMG, and I'm going to give you something. Bravo for that.
Yay.
It's like a surprise birthday party for them after got themselves. That's such a long run. And now Dingo's got themselves the higher ground, the most compound that everybody wants. And Moose solid one down there. V will be scouted out by the side of Dingos here. Arm is solo. I'm not sure where are the rest of FV though.
Well, X-Arm definitely needs to hang on for a little bit. I think the rest of FV shouldn't be too far away.
But in the meantime, I think I'm not sure Arm knows there's somebody here, but never mind, that probably knows already.
Yeah, I mean, weeks after weeks, they should know that Dingus
Oh,
is
never
around,
mind.
and X-Arm
He
getting
doesn't
caught
know.
out.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He has no idea the
Now he
shots are
does.
coming against him. But now it's Geek Fam right smack in the middle between Yudu and Bosku. Geek Fam does have a compound to play with. They're playing it a little bit safer this time around. They have Damroot behind them as well, marking their territory, making sure that nobody crosses them. As Steelheart's Ade hiding inside a shack, all alone to his lonesome, hugging himself, trying to beat the cold.
Such a lonely day.
He's all alone there.
And it's Addict's loneliest day of his life.
Just him and his bird.
He just have to stay put so nearby for Gig Fam. They can just
Even
sniff
the-
it out.
Even the bird wants to fly away. I
Yeah.
don't want to be here, man. Let
No,
me
he
get out of here.
shouldn't even move. We've seen this before, and it ended up really terrible for the side of the one in the shack.
There's actually so many teams here with only one man standing, and yeah, they're just running for their lives. We have Superboy, we got Adik, we got Y2K.
It's like I'm aiming at the door.
He's
Whoever
waiting.
passes by,
He's waiting with a gas can in case if like somebody comes in. It's like, okay,
I'm gonna blow myself up.
I'll blow myself up. I'll blow you guys up. Like, yeah, welcome your visit anytime.
Yeah, it's still a three-way here
Oh,
between
Damroot
Geek
did knock
Fam,
his door.
Dudu, and Bosku. Yeah, Damroot is actually waiting. He's actually behind Adi
He's
here.
gonna knock the
He-
door.
He doesn't check.
Oh, he didn't
Oh
know.
no, he passed him. I think Adik might have heard an inkling of where Damroot is going at, but as it stands, he's still hiding behind the shack. Doesn't want to take any fight whatsoever. He's in the white as well, so he'll be able to just stay here for the meantime. But Dingos is taking a fight against FV as well. It looks like FV are on the horizon taking a fight, and they are trying to rush Dingos here, but Dingos have the upper hand. They have the high ground. They are split apart as well. They have all the angles covered as Sand comes spraying through. It's an arm trying to fight him off, but it's Sand who drops very low, but Sand will be able to get the knock up on arm and will be finished off by Bravo as well. Sun will be able to heal himself back up and take a round 2 against FB.
And we saw him going in for a reload as well. Zach's gonna be able to actually drop one, but Sad once again gets another in the bag. 6 kills for the side of Dingos, while FB having only Grim here to actually push right through. But here goes. Members like Aditi, they have no cure. Waiting on standby, but Grim gets one more. And this is going to be a push coming in from the side of Aditi. Only very little health left, and it will flush him down the toilet.
That was a clean sweep. Flawless coming out from Dingos. Teamwork at its best, but I don't know what happened to Gig Sane. Out of this, all the chaos, somebody just dropped from the vehicle. Without any team fighting them, by the way.
Yeah, it's just PUBG things, I think. PUBG Mobile things. We are looking at the circle right smack in the middle of everything. They have to kind of cross. I'm not too sure where he's at. Oh no, Y2K is out. And the blue is encroaching on towards him, so he has to push in as well. But he has a free entry there, so he will be able to survive for a very long time. Sniper Man as well, behind Geek Fam. We yet to make his entry there, as Ade has been found out by QB. Will be finished off as well, as Geek Fam claims their 9th life of this game.
Well, I really would say that not every single units actually get the best time possible, but Sniperman, he stocked himself with another 5 first aids as he's still running outside of the blue.
I don't
How
know.
long has he survived outside? It's about 20 minutes now.
I don't know how he does it. Nobody actually spot him out, but now you do, gang. They got sprayed down by Boston Sam, and now Manpara on his knees. They will park themselves down for Fredo and try to save him up, while Nga and the rest of Bosco will rush in the moment they hop into the vehicle.
no.
But they got shot by Team No Recoil across there, and they didn't see that one coming.
Man, this is looking pretty bad for the side of Boskur as well, as they just managed to snuck by. They're not really in the clear as the circle is already closing all the way through, but well, it seems like they will have to actually take a little bit of a move, and they can't really wait for too long for all these members in. With the circle shifting back and towards Full Nova, okay. Things are gonna get wet and rowdy because it might just be in between that river.
Yeah, if it is, it's going to be very dicey against TRX. Easy. We start, I think Yeah, we saw inside that Geek Fam as well. All of them converging towards one side, but Bosku still fighting against Yudu gang here. Yudu still not letting them pass, but it looks like Dingos have been punished
Oh!
here as Appy would take one down. It's Ajiji to fall, and the rest of Dingos are nowhere to be seen just yet.
Yeah, they will be rotating into the circle. They have to leave that one out. While NRL still playing around the edge of a circle, around Contra region. They have only 2 members left here. A lot of teams have no 4 men here, including Yudu Gang, working as 2-man squad for now. We're talking about Bosku, still have 3 members left, fighting against the 2 of Yudu Gang. TNR might just butt in and stick their nose into this business.
Yeah, look at where Bosku is though. They are really scared of taking this fight. And Yudu, although they're just 2 men strong, we know that this team have a lot of confidence behind them. So that as they try and flush the players from Bosku out, it looks like it will be a standstill for the meantime. Who will draw the first blood? I think it will be Bosku, but as it stands, Yudu can draw the first blood as well.
Yeah, and I'm looking at TNR actually approaching this city very slowly. They definitely had the good start coming in from Castle in between both the west and east. But now heading in towards the city here, I'm not too sure how this is going to be faring for them, as Stewart has already received a little bit of damage as they enter the city. PMPL will finish off Geek Fam's QB. And boy, that's a lot of people up in the northwest.
But I'm looking at Team No Recall. They have the advantage here. Gig Fam, on the other hand, didn't spot Steel Heart for a moment. And now I do want to see where Sniper Man is. Is he being finished or not? Easy LX. They kind of caught themselves in between so many teams just now. Dingo's down to 2. A lot of 2-man squad here happening. Down to 11 teams, 29 players. Marlino Sniper Man still tailing behind Gig Fam all the way.
Well, Sniper Man. We can already call him Superman for all he likes, and Bravo
I have a
gets
feeling.
a good name.
I have a feeling Sniper Man will be the death of Gig Fam.
I'm not too sure about that, but we'll just wait and see. But Sand already getting that big knock on towards the side of Asta, and there's a little bit of response coming from Geek Fam as well. But Easy LX having Big OP on that flank watch, he'll be able to actually knock down Bravo, as Sand will be forced to actually pull up those smokes.
Yeah, I think Geek Fam should just go behind Easy LX and just take them out from there, because that wall is right behind those 3 compounds, right? You can walk around this wall and then just get yourself in there. But as it stands, they are trying to fight outside in the middle of the road, which is not really good. But it looks like Dingo's having the brunt of it as Romeo is bringing them down. Bravo on the ground stands as well. They're trying to hide this off, but Dingo's under a lot of heavy fire as We-Star chimes in as well.
Tapping down Dingo's last tick of health. He finally brings it. No, he heals himself out for Bravo. Easy out stop, bleeding out, Bot bleeding out as well. I'm not sure where are the rest of We-Star XP there. Probably reviving his mates. While Bravo taking down on the Easy, they place themselves at 11th there. Easy, one of the team that got himself quite a number of chicken dinner, but just so hard to keep it consistent when it comes to top 5.
Man, Dingos is on a roll. Another double-digit mark for the side of MZ, as we've seen them win that crazy chicken dinner the last time. And of course, now with Carl already spotting some swimmers, I'm not too sure whether or not will he butt in towards the fight against Dingos.
Yeah, actually Romeo waiting on the sides as well. So they have the flank around the place from Geek, but as it stands, Dingos is marking them as well. So they can't really just go out there and go for those fights. But as it stands, it's so congested in the sound. You can see TNR is right smack in the middle, Bosco and towards the right, TRX as well. All 4 players still alive. We-Star has 4 as well. Geek Fam has 3. So yeah, they're losing a lot of players here as damage just get dropped by We-Star. We-Star now firing back against Geek Fam, and they are out in the blue as well. So they have to take this fight. This is their chance to claim themselves some points.
This is going to be urban warfare. So hard to land a bullet, especially the circles favoring inside of the building structures. Heavy compounds everywhere. Dingos try to squeeze into the circle. Might be scoped down by Carl here. While Sniper Man might just breathe his last breath. So many teams over around attention towards him. TRS taking down NRL access. But we have Sniper Man finally finish off at 9th place.
What exactly is Carl doing? Like, he's waiting too long. He got all the info. Take that kill, buddy. He's hiding inside the smoke, so he'll be able to spot out Nuke. And now only one flip though. And that, my friend, is too late to the scene. And Axis and our MPX crashes out.
NRL gets dropped for Zingo. Seer has a couple of players alive, not Ken, of course, San. but as it stands, they have to cross waters. Not the best of situations, but in front of them is actually WeStar, so they have to be careful here. WeStar trying to keep this position on towards the eastern side of the circle. As it stands, yeah, Dingoes is coming towards them. WeStar can claim a couple of kills here, but it's TRX who has the better positioning right smack in the middle of the circle. They don't have to rotate. Bosco is really far from them, especially WeStar and TNR as well.
In the meantime, TRX also have one of the highest buildings down there. A lot of stories and structures of buildings around them. We're talking about the circle favoring down as well. On the side of TNR, they are fighting the pair of Yudu gang there. WeStar will have to stop Dingoes coming in, while we have Bosco hovering around trying to fight against TRX. But Yudu here is in jeopardy. We're talking about slowly another team cross is right on top of their head.
Yeah, WeStar and Dingoes. So it looks like they want to take this fight. Dingoes actually went towards the northern side to not try to take this fight against WeStar head on. But as he stands, they got themselves into the compound, got themselves into the buildings as well. That's a little bit of a saving grace, but they have to shuffle back towards the western side. It's really, really far. And Sane, can he be the taunt in the side of WeStar Esports or Dingoes MZ? Who will he pick to add himself to add to his repertoire?
I feel like he
don't
shouldn't
think
pick anyone.
Yeah, I think Sane cannot even possibly enter the compound, but that nade not connect yet.
Yeah, Superland already getting those angles in, but this is a little bit too late for him to actually do much, especially with only the micro Uzi in hand. No angles for him to work with that northeast section for the side of WeStar being pretty much cleared up. I think they definitely will have an easy time, but where exactly will Circle 8 appear? As we only got 10 seconds before Sane makes a move. Will he be spotted out? We'll think about that in the meantime, as everyone else is like looking, anyone outside the circle, anyone.
Yeah, everybody's trying to play on top of a rooftop. You know how hard it is to land your vision here with so many buildings in between. We might end up as a healing game. In case that happens, everyone wants to make sure that they can hop from one compound to the other. Well, Sane taking one down from outskirts there. He's not even inside of this building, not even inside of this structure. How did he landed up that kill or knocked down?
Well, that's a very interesting take coming into that, as that probably will be Dingoes here really applying that pressure in Superland. He has been going in with some crazy attempts from time to time, and not really too big of a surprise right there. But for inside of Sam here, he does have a really good route.
Yeah, Bosco has a little bit of higher ground here, TRX as well. So they're trying to vie for that higher ground, but as he stands, looks like Geeksin finally out here, as Geek Fan will bow out at 7th place, but that was really, really long for him to survive for the side of Sane. But as he stands, yeah, TRX trying to take those fights though, but they're losing players very, very fast as Nuck fires back. And the Dingoes, although they only have 2 players, but they're giving so much problems to WeStar and of course TRX as well.
The circle just favors TNR, Yudu gang in between, and also Bosco. The rest of the teams that's not on top of the circle will just have to migrate. It's going to be a tough run, and now we start taking down on Dingoes first. Those two teams will not make it out if they keep on fighting, because we're talking about only 20-second-ish left, and the circle will enclose us even furthermore, and just headed out to the last circle later. It's going to be down to the healing game.
Yeah, I guess like some of all the other teams really gotta heal themselves up much earlier. So make sure that they do have enough mats to do so. As for Jinboy, they're trying to actually find a way to actually reposition, trying to parkour his way down to the lower section here, as Dingoes have Nuke being spotted out by Romeo, and that leaves only one member behind for Dingoes MZ.
And Dingoes already has 14 kills to their name. If Sun goes down here, it's still very, very formidable to get himself 14 kills. But WeStar Expert, they have to be careful here. They've gotten themselves a lot of kills onto his Geek Fam, onto his Dingoes as well. They got the 2 kills on them. As San will try to survive for the meantime. But again, 14 kills for the side of Dingoes. They've done so much in this game, and he's placing himself in top 6 as well.
TNR has most man. But there's too much buildings to work with. All the corners covered with another wall everywhere. While the closest of circle now happens, the blue will shrink in, and TRX and Bosco will have to make their fate. While Team No Recall just almost got finished off Weestar, Superlon left on that side. TRX waiting on the rooftop, hoping to get Yudo, but they got knocked down instead. They compromised their position. It's Dingo's taken down on TRX, but Dingo's knocked down first. Sun drop from building there.
And now everyone is just by the corner. It's actually shrinking in towards the open terrains right in front of the church center. And I don't know. They need a whole lot of smokes to actually get to the middle where you can see that ring right there. That's where they need to be.
Yeah, look at TNR. They're just so scared. They know that this could be their game to win. So because of it, they're playing a little bit more methodical, playing a little bit more safer. But as it stands, he can just rush out and get those kills, or at least come out when everybody's finished fighting, because they are in plain sight. But as it stands, they are protected as well. So Mampara going to throw in a molly as well. I think it might claim Somnus. No, actually, the whole entirety of TNR still very much safer as Mampara is still outside.
This is ingenious coming out from Mampara. He tried to stop them from advance forward towards the circle, while the rest of Bosco can just parker themselves. But still, you said a lot of smokes being popped in between there. Nobody jumped in yet.
Oh, there goes Sinbi already being spotted out, and this is going to be a ring of smokes here. Everybody's going for that cloud party with Mampara playing at the side. Stewart's going to be the first one to fall in this scuffle. Volga still having a little bit of health left on the top side. He will be knocked down instead. Insomnus goes down, and one more member remaining for the side of TNR in the form of Ryan. But Ryan goes down as well. Kim, he might just actually get this chicken dinner. But of course, Asper still playing the healing game as well. This is going to be a few more seconds left for him, but he does manage to actually pop right in. Kim goes down as well. Asper, he's going to be playing this healing game against Zizo. He has 15 packs. This is the chicken dinner in the hands of TRX, as long as he can just keep pressing that button. Asper now on that final 2, and we can definitely count it all down together. And there we go. One last pack left, and from here, 5, 4, 2, 1.
What the hell? What?
Team Moscow got the chicken dinner.
Oh my god, TRX. So they fumbled the last heal. What the hell happened there? They drop like top, second page sometimes. So we can put them beside TNR, right? Both of them have very high highs but very low lows as well. But as it stands, Kingsman is doing just a little bit better than TNR.
Yeah, we're going to jump into a Wrangle 8 by 8 kilometers classical map here back today. And we have the observers line up again. And then some of them wearing shades, some of them doing peace. I thought the camera stuck just now because how still Zai was. So still.
Ngek as well until he lifted his eyebrows, but now we're really seeing this flight starting from Stalber all the way in towards Nazca.
Ngek's playing with his mustache. That's so
actually very cool.
Yeah, by the way, I just noticed Mountain Dew actually have graphics of PUBG Mobile in it.
Yeah,
I think that's limited edition.
Maybe we should get a bottle of that.
I think so too, because probably we won't be seeing that anymore after a couple of months, because I have a feeling there's a limited set of it. But for the circle, we're still waiting. Speaking of the teams, right? We talk about Kingsman. These are the team that's good at pushing, but not good in defending. Well, on terms of, like, for example, J8 here, they're pretty good when it comes to holding their fortress. And when they rush, sometimes it happens, sometimes they don't. Including Resurgence, when they're the one who rush first, they always wipe the whole compound.
I think they actually play a very good mid game. I don't think that they play a very good late game. It's like after we get to the final circle, what's next?
Oh, God.
What the hell?
I kind of
Again.
expected this circle.
Again, Gatka. How many times we got Gatka Circle just within this week? I think it was 3 times Gatka Circles.
About 3 getting the same circle. So yeah, a lot of the teams have to shuffle back from the eastern side. We do see SMG and RSG all vying for Milta Power. FV have found themselves against PPG. Again, this is the type of fight that FV wants to get themselves a little bit more points, because PPG hasn't been looking very comfortable in how they play. So FV can take advantage of this.
Yeah, and to me, like, not rubbing salt into the wound, but these
Just
two
rub
teams
it.
still at the third page,
Yeah.
and they are sharing the same compound. And FV kind of knows that, okay, maybe we can take advantage of a team that seemingly is below them, and they never done so.
I've mentioned this yesterday, literally yesterday, that looking at the bottom 3 teams fighting each other, it's not gonna work anything off from that. Like literally not much benefit.
Yeah, they
That's
can't
not
really do
much. Yeah, like if you want to get the team that, well, it's an advantage for the bottom teams here if they can wipe the whole team down. But this is, man.
Heavy rushing through. There's actually a key player out on top of this house. Green wants to push in as well, wants to take this fight, going to go in through the stairs. He has an inkling of where the place is at.
Oh,
He actually jumps out. Yes, and inkling as well. Somehow in from the sides. Actually, Satama to support him. We'll get a kill out from more, and the second kill out from Pushi as well. PPG are falling one by one here. The 2 players out on the ground. They will be able to finish out more as well. Evie off to a flying start, but you gotta say, is this a fight of the two of I think the fight of the best of the worst. I wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that.
That's pretty much true, by the way. And it's a very cutthroat situation. If this one wants extra point, the other won't get anything.
Well, of course, for the members of the side of FV, at least they have had significant improvements, got themselves chicken dinner so far. And for the side of PPG, of course, they have to flee off. There's no way of saving Putri, and they were forced to actually go in for that earliest rotation. They don't have much loot, so you can definitely see from the itinerary. And of course, they are, itemization, not itinerary. Itinerary is supposed to be the next thing they want to do.
Putri and Moy both fell. That's really pulling the PPG, right? Literally, we expected this a lot from
PPG.
them. Yeah, they're pulling that. They're pulling them.
They are PPG. They are the one who make this happen. But Resurgence around the corner. Hopefully they're not going to bump into another team here and even do a bit of a stunt. Still moving. It's going to be okay with that kind of weaponry and arsenals. I think they're not comfortable with the recoils. Probably they need to find an M416. But the thing about PPG, when you give them another weapon, it's so hard for them to actually land the shots. They're so comfortable with the usual weapons like M416, Micro Uzi and such. If you give them another weapon, it's just sometimes they just don't know how to use it. Not like entirely not knowing.
Oh no.
But it's going to be Resurgence. No way out.
Well, I still think that there's still some room, but not for Schizo right there, running out in the open. Not too sure what exactly was he thinking, being inside of Milta all alone, knowing that this is TRX's turf. And yep, he's going to be bleeding out, and Jinboy goes in for that kill secure for the side of TRX. Now, we're going to be seeing can the side of EasyLX actually have an easy regroup while they are definitely having some of the best weeks possible.
Yeah, Easy has been doing okay. Getting themselves chicken dinners here and there, but towards the weekends, though, they're a little bit quiet. We saw them a lot of fights that they've won.
They could have been better.
Yeah, they could have been better. Again, it was sometimes you see them taking fights. It looks like 60-40 towards them, but sometimes it's 50-50 as well. They're not really consistent in that, making it a 50-50 all the time. But it looks like Steelhearts will try to vie for this control of the bridge. They have gotten themselves in good positions as well, just waiting for anybody to cross by.
Oh, they're going to do a bridge camp, maybe a roadblock. We haven't seen that forever. So there's a chance for it to see once, maybe, but there's one more team coming in, but they're not going to cross the bridge. They have a feeling there will be a team firing upon. It's going to be Dingos. One whole team in one vehicle?
Oh no, I've seen this before. I've seen this a couple of times, and Dingos does have quite a success rate on this bridge.
Yeah.
I can't say anything about Steelhearts not having success rate because they technically won the bridge fight, but that was in Zanhawk.
That's Bravo taking down on Steelhearts. You know what? History repeating itself again.
Yeah, I remember Superman throwing that net against Zamasara Esports, dropping all three. This time around, he gets dropped very fast as the rest of Dingos are converging on towards this bridge as well. They want to take control of it. We know that Dingos are one of the teams which are very heavy on towards that bridge, controlling that, gatekeeping teams from coming through. But as it stands, or do they want to finish off Steelhearts here? Bravo is coming in from behind Superman as well. They should be able to get this finish. And as it stands, Dingo will have full control of this bridge.
Is this fight worth fighting for Steelhearts? Superman dropped himself from that bridge. But
he
you know
just gave
what?
up.
Bravo. Finish that off with that jump. But down to the rest of Steelhearts. I'm not sure if they still want to stay here. I think they should bail and go for a retreat. This fight is not necessary for them. They lost one man just to bridge camp this.
Mel, you know, like you
And
don't.
Nadik is far off.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he's already being knocked by Bravo. It doesn't matter if you drown yourself. It's might as well he just let Bravo shoot him down so that
It's still
his
gonna be
team-
Bravos, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to be Bravos, but like for the side of Steelhearts, they can fight back. The moment
Yeah.
that he shoots,
No.
and the moment that he peeks,
Oh, no.
and this is definitely that moment that I'm talking about. Whenever they go in for that attack, and of course now Steelhearts, they need that 3-man engagement there to actually fully commit toward this. While he's actually looking for that nade, Sam's going to be going
nice.
downwards as well, as he will be missing that one chance that he had. But Lorenzo also gets knocked out. This is no
How?
good sign. But GG, they're crashing right in.
Oh my goodness, it has arrived.
What a
Troll straight head. Oh, he knocked one down. Real slither of Sky knocked down on his knees. It's gonna be Dingo's Bravo do the work again. A GG sacrifice temporarily. We're talking about Dingos. They want to fight back. They want this bridge by themselves and rushing in for one more nuke with the M416. Switch it up to Nate now prepping it up. That Nate, it seems like perfect one. Lorenzo just got revived back. That great in front of him really helped a lot.
Yeah, the rest of Dingo's are converging as well. Seahawks actually falling back here, but Lorenzo gets naded from Sun. And Nook priming up another nade here. Will be
There
able
we
to pop
go.
down Ade. Oh, he's right behind him. He drops towards 20 HP. But a second nade comes flying through. Holy smoke, Dingo's are just bloody dangerous.
And I told you this. Don't say I didn't warn them at
Yeah.
all. Dingo's very high success rate on this bridge so far. And I felt that was a very ineffective way to actually set up shop on the 2 different corners of the map. I think Steelhearts, of course, they had the best intentions,
Yeah.
for sure. But they had one man planted there, another one planted somewhere near towards the end, and of course two others all the way back. It's not going to end well. We know that.
The thing is, they knocked down Superman. They did nothing, and they took too much time to decide what to do next.
Yeah, Steelhearts could have fired back or could have regrouped.
Could
played
have
it
done
maybe-
something.
Yeah, they could have played it maybe more
Even
defensively, right?
Smoke or even Nate.
He might not have it, I think, maybe.
They-
Smokes
Yeah,
would
but
have
they
been
didn't-
great on
Yes,
the moment.
none of it at all. No
They,
utility
they
used on the
did pull.
bridge.
They did pull the grenade just now. Before Lorenzo being knocked down, I kind of question their judgment call. But Bean, on the other hand, FV had a good round against PPG. But what is happening here? What Dingos will live by this. They will not bridge camp this one. They don't want to be Steelhearts 2.0. It's enough they got that kill. They want to go for different compounds.
And I do think that there's a lot more things to worry about now for some of them, as teams like FV, after having a very long time looting Yasnaya, they're going to be very, very late to Gatka, and that means that most of the areas that is in the open plains, they're going to be booked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this definitely would be very dangerous for Flash Vision.
And they lost Saitama along the way, and they were running away from one more team here. I think they might be tailed by that team. Seems Tara right now having the compound where those teams that having themselves the open lanes to migrate into. SMG seems like they are hovering on a different direction, so they won't bomb anytime soon.
Yeah. And,
Oh, never mind. TRX next one.
well, for the side of SMG, I think that they've already spotted some of those vehicles, and they want to actually go in for this engagement here against Janik, and he is very far away from the rest of the teammates. So Kim and the rest, they have to actually try for those long shots. And speaking of long shots here, SMG actually caused some damage towards Ziso and Jinboy, and they need to actually heal up. But here comes the flank already coming in from Jenny. He's going to be driving forward. Same goes to the rest of the side of TRX. After healing up, they are going to go on a goose chase. Oh boy, this is going to be looking quite harsh for TRX.
Yeah, SMG is pushing through as well. They have an inkling of where the rest of TRX is at, and SMG is really good in this side of engagement, right out in the open, where you can just slay them down if you are on top of the hill. So SMG is looking for that fight, but as he said, look at TRX has already evaded that fight altogether. They're running away because SMG set up that stereo attack. That means that they're coming in from 2 angles. They spread apart their offenses, and they go from two different angles. That's the stereo attack, but SMG SMG was going for it, but TRX again, realizing that SMG has to be respected, they bow out.
A bit of swapping of items there between the SMG members. Maybe they try to swap for nades and even smokes to just, you know, reset themselves and reposition, making sure they will camp here. It seems like they want to camp this hill specifically, waiting for one team to pass by. Well, we have the second airdrop for the MK14, even with 8 times scope this time.
Yeah, this is gonna be great, and comes with a free buggy.
Yeah, that's so rare. You have everything that you need.
Yeah, thank you so much, the Lords of PUBG.
I'm still waiting for that deer to
Mr. Blue Hole.
bite the leaf.
There's no dares.
Come on.
If not, the players might shoot them down. That would be tricky. You know, the players will shoot anything that moves.
I mean,
if we have dares inside, they're probably mistaken it for players.
Well, I guess it's not Christmas yet, but we can have some reindeer somewhere.
Yeah, probably fine, right?
Late December, and this is gonna be a Drax's Christmas mobile. As we are looking at a
I do question this angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
was
almost
going on
broke
there.
my neck from that.
Marlino right now sees
Oh.
easy crossing as
This
well.
buggy.
Superboy doesn't seem that he wants to take this fight just yet.
I don't
But
think
he's
he wants to take this buggy in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think it's safe at all. If you're, but again, if you're Evos, you might want to stay from there, away from there. But if you're not Evos, you still have a chance.
No, he just hammered all the teams down there. But on the side of VOD Gang, taking a fight against Geek Fam, the Titans have spoken. They want to take a bit of each other out a bit sooner than we thought. WeStar seems to be migrating this, forging a very clear pathway into the circle. On the side of Yudu, they are committed to this fight.
And Yudu Gang already receiving a little damage from Drax. And he definitely will be able to actually use a couple of bandages for the moment. For now, it seems like they definitely have this sort of the estate to actually hold on to, which is great because all from the North Point, there's still teams like NRL here trying to actually opt to make way in towards the west side instead, as they have already heard those shots coming from Yudu Gang.
Oh, well, they probably just bail this on, or maybe reposition themselves. One on the side, FV, bomb into Marlino, Sniper Man again, knocking so many teams, and finish off Zack straight away from FV. Oh boy, FV always caught themselves in a tough spot, stuck there. Well, Debo taking down on TRX on round 2. TRX knocked one down, but Sun cannot finish him off. But Easy, the one that picking a fight behind him. FV arm out of nowhere. He just squeezed in the middle of a war fight.
Oh man, and of course, Max against
no.
the ball. He's driving straight towards the SMG.
Oh!
Oh!
Without wings.
Oh my god, X arm
Wasted.
was caught in the air by Putra there. He was making a flight path of his own.
Towards heaven.
Yeah, but he fell from grace and died very badly.
Oh.
Digging the grave by himself. He
Oh.
tried to fly.
It was so fun to watch though. It was on his bike
That stunt.
flying. It reminded me of like Last Action
You
Heroes.
you know what? X-Arm was like going up there and he's like, look, man, no hands.
Yeah, and we can see where that,
literally, X-Arm, no hands.
yeah, and the thing is, we can see where that's going. We're like, we know this fate. Where is he going next? And luckily, Avi's still inside of the game.
Yep, indeed. And we are now looking at the circle going in favor of the side of Bosco. Speaking of luck, seems like the Lady Luck has been smiling upon them for quite some time. RG being cornered up with so many teams all surrounding them. 360, and they are going to be running past members of the side of TRX Elementus, booking in for those hills, and I'm not too sure if that's going to be a good choice.
Yeah, Boss Z is actually out in the open as well. NRL looked like they wanted to take that fight, but they are aiming on towards Yudu first. They're taking their path, they're taking that fight against Yudu Gang, but Yudu, are they coming on towards them? And I will throw the nades out first. Mamparang scared off a little bit, but Jumper with another nade coming in towards the NRL squad does not connect. The rest of Yudu are trying to converge on towards the NRL players, but Yudu's Jumper drops Kumburu on the floor, and now they will go in for the charge.
When it comes to this kind of terrain, I think Yudu is kind of expert for it, playing alongside of the hill, and the slope, and they take one down. Pumburu, one of the best fragger for X's NRL. Now down Rift and Little.
no.
They are climbing the hill very slowly. Well, Appy, that is a very long shot. Different hills, different terrain entirely. Taking one down on Drax there. They lost one man. Exchange and trading one man on the other. But the blue ticking in very soon, and they have to migrate now.
Yeah, they got to make their way in real soon with San actually knocking on towards Y2K. Dingo so far hunting out so many lives out there, and they are definitely being the hitmen throughout the entirety of this sort of hill that they have booked on. And RSG, they're only down to 3 members now.
One more team out, Tara again. This doesn't seem like Tara's weak at all, and it's gonna hurt them when it comes to the standings. But Marlino just jumped in to join the fray, where Dingo's been sandwiched between Marlino and also Resurgence. They don't have an exit out for now.
How do they want to take this fight? Now, Sniperman going to throw the net out first. San will be able to connect, I think, but Sniperman is going to try and play it a little bit differently as Marlino. They're taking the fight head on here. And it looks like they want to charge in towards Jumper, towards Dingos. But Dingos is playing it a little bit further behind, as you can see. Yudu straight away firing back towards NRL. Now they will have to flee from this fight altogether because they are out in the open, but Yudu still has 2 players still alive. 14 teams still alive here, but NRL ladder will get punished. NRL will have to flee from that fight, but oh no, they're losing players left, right, front and center.
Yeah, and we are looking at a really interesting player coming from the side of Lord to break down that vehicle as well. And early on, Fredo actually uses that DP28 like a burst fire mode, and Sniperman gets knocked by another Malaysian sniper in the form of Voki, and Superboy returns that favor as well. RSG now having only 2 men standing with Voki already being knocked out, but that's going to be a good name over the side of Sniperman. Not connecting though.
Oh, but it still hurt a lot in terms of the HP there. Small Boy almost got that one, but Iron Pro still got covers with the smoke. Small Boy marching in first. He's going for the entry fragger here. On the side of Superboy and Marlino Bean. They tried to spot on Small Boy, really last tick of health. Blue closing in. They got takes away. Bean taken down on Small Boy first. Where are the rest of Resurgence? Seems like they are nowhere to be seen. Only Iron Pro left there. And he might just be taken down by Marlino last tick. And the blue stops last minute. Oh, he's bleeding out. They're tossing the net right on top. Looks like a perfect net coming up from Marlino. Resurgence out and about at 13.
I honestly don't know what the heck are they doing right there. Like, straight from the manager. Yep. We are looking at them just pitting there for a very long time and pretty much spread out. Yes, they only have 3 men, and they are not even actually supporting each other. Yeah, and that corner there, they know that the circle is very far away. So why do you need to commit to Marlino?
They had so much space to hike
So
back
much
towards the
time
circle.
too.
Yeah, but they will taking that engagement for such a long time. Marlino will punish them for it. But it looks like Sane has been found by Sam here. Gonna try and blow him up, as Sane will be hiding behind that damn root as well except for Geek Fam right now, but if you want to try and spread out easy, TRX just kind of fall into place as Easy are all around them and they're out in the open as well.
Oh, seems like TRX want to compensate their loss just now. Will it be TRX versus Bosku again? Because Bosku seems like having the higher ground. Also, 4 men still well and alive, while Geekfam stuck in the middle of TRX. And also, one more team, Team No Recall again. We're looking at Karma happens, and maybe this is another repeating of history being made for the second time. Team No Recall right in front of Geek. Oh, saying Johnny, finish off Simbi Pro. Stuck. Why isn't Simbi move along with the rest of Team No Recall?
Well, I guess they will want to take very different angles, as this is going to be a very wide circle with very little members actually planting themselves outside. But oh man, Riff gets a 2-in-1 with a Micro Uzi, his favorite weapon day by day. This boy does not give anyone any mercy.
Oh my god, NRL there with the last remaining player as well, with getting himself 2 kills upon entry to the circle as well. Yudu is still very much alive, but they're very far out. Marlino Sniperman is pushing in as well. Always him still alive somehow for the side of Marlino. On the other side is actually Bosku taking on Wistar Esports as well. And it looks like PPG.
Hey, they still
Baby Bell's alive.
They're still here. We didn't see them all this time.
It's time to buy yourself some Toto.
What's that supposed to mean?
That may not be legal.
Okay, we're back to Baby Bell. Now she's have to play very quiet, but she can take a shot here. behind. Nobody knows. We
She
start
spots out.
right in front of him. Zexio Romeo. We're looking at TRX. Where will the circle? It's not even favoring anybody except for Bosku right now. We still have to cut across Bosku. Baby Bell at the back line. She starts to fire. She got that knocked down, but she couldn't finish yet.
Yeah, and she could only do what she can, and maybe if she actually waited a few more seconds, that nade might just drop from Romeo's hand, so she could just immediately get that kill being secured by his own nade. And Baby Bell does not really have the circumference, and right now, with Boskur being up above, they don't want to phase them through that sniper bunker.
Yeah, things are slowing down a little bit for a lot of these teams. They do not seem that they want to take the fight or at least engage towards the middle of the circle. But as it stands, Bosku has known that SMG is coming in from behind and Ngah here marking towards them. Putra is out in the open as well. SMG in a lot of trouble here as he started shuffling towards the circle. Bosku already watching on towards them. Jenny gets traded upon as well. Jenny falls, but it's Baby Bell out in the open. Putra will be able to finish her off. PPG are out at 10th place, but she's still fighting against Bosku. And of course, Wisa coming in from behind as well. Now Wisa getting traded upon as Romeo gets dropped. Ngah going in for the second kill, but they don't get it. Bosku in a lot of trouble. The two players still standing, but somehow they're getting this kill. Wisa, they get traded upon. Bosku wins that fight.
Bosku again winning this round. Wista wiped out, and it's going to be a squeaky clean compound for now. In the meantime, Bosku did pick a fight against SMG, but Wista attracted too much attention towards them. While Yudu right now in the middle, Team Noriko and Summoners just pick a fight right in front of Yudu gang.
Man, this is looking really dicey here with so many of all these teams actually making their way in. And TRX having so much trouble with one big blow towards Kim. And that's a big knock, and TNR is already out 7th place. Well, SMG, I think that they can actually slowly push upwards, but with so many members of Boskur, this is going to be looking pretty tough to do.
I have a bad feeling about the Nat Circle. Maybe on the open field, on the lower ground, but Team Noriko, TRX, Danik, sorry for that. Kim and Caesar cannot help him because it's far from the back. Nobody spots Jumper shooting one by one. TRX in the open. Oh my goodness me, that smoke, they don't even have smoke to cover right in front. And Fredo keeps on getting that frag and spray and keeps on getting killed. So many teams drop out like flies here, only 4 teams left. Yudu gang, SMG, TRX, Bosku. Yudu, 2 men all the way, still surviving. Ziso got picked up by his teammate there. But the circle now, this is the judgment call for the day.
Well, we'll see how this one goes as every single one of them are in the corner. But, oh man, Ziso is one of the guys nearest to that sort of area. And this is circle number 6, and we're only down to 4 teams. Boskur now, furthest away. They have the high ground, but what are they going to do with that?
Yeah, there's a lot of tracking to do for the side of Bosku. That TRX free entry from the northern side of the circle. Nobody's going to contest them for it, but as it stands, Yudu is on the sides as well. Yudu is marking towards them, and they have been hammering TRX for the longest time here, Jumper and Fredo, but they haven't gotten the kill yet on TRX.
SMG first by Bosku there, so they pick on the right side first while they jump down from the hill, and now they try to take down an SMG like forever. This has been the longest stand-up for SMG, fighting against Bosku, but Yudu gang sitting this one out first. They're playing it very quiet.
Now, Boskur already having their backs against the blue. They still have a little bit of time to actually decide, as they are trying to actually set up a trail of smokes and towards the middle where Jumper is already spotting out Kim's movement with that beautiful random spray. He clips Kim for a little bit, and of course with a little bit of the airdrop actually helping out Yudu gang. Could this be another chicken dinner in the back with Z? He's kind of low. He's very late to see.
Yudu cleared down Sam. Fredo cleared down Sam. Bart's fighting against Bosku as well. Yudu's Jumper here on the ground. Yudu still very strong in this fight. And spray down the players from Bosku. Z comes down as long as Asfar is there as well. And he's hiding in behind the crate. Behind the car. Jumper has an inkling where he's at. Going to turn the corner. Asfar gets dropped. Bosku out in 4th.
It's SMG this time. Seems like they're having a good run, but it's gonna be Udu. Do they have enough mats here to reset themselves? It's 2v2v2. TRX, SMG, and Udu gang. In the middle, gonna be Udu, but I have a feeling they have too many eyes on Udu gang. Both SMG and TRX are focusing their crosshair on top of Udu gang.
And of course, they are a little bit depleted. But the good news is that Fredo, of course, have pretty much a vehicle bunker up ahead. So many nades actually dropped upon those the areas, but for the side of TRX, they can't actually pick off SMG first.
Oh, but SMG, I'm not sure they have mats anymore. They don't seem to be healing. So many nades on top of Udu gang. This barricade they've made really is helping them such a big time, but after barricade, then it's just gonna be barrage of nades there. Jump knocked down first by Bart's nades. Ziso and Kim still not making the move.
Now Fredo has to actually lift him up for another time, and wow, Ziso still putting up quite a number of all these volumes there.
Oh,
how many nades does Putra
I'm
has?
not
This guy
sure.
is not stopping.
It's like infinite nades been dropping there.
Yeah.
Literally.
Then you can't really get out of it because TRX
Oh!
by Ziso.
Ziso!
Yes, Barney, he drops to the floor, but Jumper gets dropped by SMG's Bart as well. It's a three-way fight. It's a massacre standoff between three of these teams.
Jumper again.
Oh, nades, more of them. Where did they
Oh,
go?
no, no.
Oh, that Molotov.
Oh!
My goodness, too many pressure on the side of Udu gang. Now down to TRX versus SMG Bot, Putra, Ziso, and Kim. Ziso is pretty low. He needs to, put himself a bit of mats there, but I think it's bleeding out. It's going to be 1v2 for Kim here.
Yeah, and Kim will have to clutch this one out. He was the king of FPP back in the days, and now he's put in his perfect scenario. He does get a lot of damage over the side of Putra, but he's at the edge. How is he going to survive this? And you got the top fraggers out there of SMG to might have pulled out another double chicken of the day for the side of Team SMG. But here comes another spray down coming in from the side of Putra, and this is it! Team SMG, 2 chicken dinners for today.
Again, they are on a streak. I see since yesterday, triple chicken dinner. Today's not consecutive, but it's still 2 chicken dinners in a day. But they're done for the day. They're going to be resting for a bit because it's going to be A versus C. But man,
Out once more, and well, Team Secrets joining back on track.
and no, Udu gang's not playing this round. I know a lot of players and a lot of viewers asking, what am I playing? No, Group B stay out. It's gonna be a Group A again. Team Secret, NetBrother, Kingsman, aka Esports, JA Esports, Demonstrator Esports. So many esports in there. AGM10, EVOS, VIP versus Resurgence X's, NRL, TRX, Elementus, Dingos, MZ, Team Bosco, EasyLX, Team No Recall, Flash Vision, and these are your observers lineup.
Oh, this time around what? Nak
Nak iPhone.
Bawa semua kawan kerabat layan live PMPL season 0. So yeah, bring all your family, friends, your loved ones, your grandfather, your grandmother, your grandfather's grandfather. I don't know, just bring everybody to join.
Yoda has very long necks to do that.
Very long neck.
Yeah, he has very long neck to actually do that. It's like, stop. Well, it kind of remind me Husky's
A friend of
Photoshop.
mine once said that the longer your neck, the longer
Your life
hands are.
is. Your life is.
Yeah.
The longer your life is.
If you have long neck, usually it comes
That's
along
like-
with long hands.
Very long hands.
Don't ask me what you do with the hands.
We are on the line. We're about to topple down. It's starting to get downhill from here. Yeah, we are watching the 5th regulation match of the day. We are about to end our 3rd week as well. So looking at the drop points, Dingos usually likes to center around the eastern side, which they are heading towards that direction. Easy as well. We do see, if I'm not mistaken, before we always see Schizo on the island, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he loves to drop at odd places, but
Yeah.
it worked out for him quite well.
Yeah, so I think Easy should be okay with this. Dingos as well, not meeting up with each other. Nets on the other side. Everything should be okay, but the circus right smack where Dingos is at. Is this Dingos game?
Do you remember
Might just
Impala Circle?
Yeah, we remember that Impala small circle, and RSG that time did get that chicken dinner by the edge of the waters.
Yeah, very close. And will it be history again? We're talking about, will there be any teams giving away their chicken dinner to another? That's more of a bigger question,
Yeah.
especially J8.
Yeah, we're talking about J8 and now they are appearing on our screens, but it looks like AKA taking the fight as well. Boyka's just so bloody low. He gets dropped on his knees, finished off as a flash on Boyka, and the rest of them are in a heavy fight as well. It's TNR joining the fray, and J8 are in a lot of trouble here.
He's having the Mini 14 in hand though, and Simbi does not have any healing items at all.
He has
well,
a pen.
Deputy only has a pen. I guess you can rush him right now. Yeah.
That's
TP
such...
Pro, I think he may be.
Oh!
Oh! He gets banned! Deputy with the flash! Oh! Oh my lord! That was just so fantastic to watch.
Goodness me!
Woo.
That flip of the pan is like smacking!
I was just talking about Simbi having a Mini 14.
And
Why
that
do you
was-
do me dirty?
That cutie with the pan is just deadly. But now to Rocky, just going
No,
in
no,
the
no.
bucket. Oh, just no way.
Run, Rocky,
He has
run!
nothing. He has nothing.
He has
can do
nothing.
pan. Oh no! He can do pan 2.0, but I don't think that works anymore.
J8 doing the J8 as well. They have the thing, it's alright.
They lost 2 targets.
Okay. Two players
Here
as well.
comes the trike. This is the worst vehicle that you can get on.
Yeah,
It topples very, very easily, and I'm not liking the side of this. And TNR, of course, they definitely will have a big grin on their faces, like, haha, Sinbi. I guess you need to rename yourself to Sinbi Pro Max.
Yeah, but I have to agree. And then one pan swing, just straight knockdown. That's pan in the head.
Oh, that was funny to watch, but as it stands, J8 having the brunt of it, they are low in terms of manpower. There are 2 down, them Cutie and Boyka. Boyka being the first player to be booted out of the game. So yeah, looking at EVOS VIP, we talk a lot about them, right? Again, they are this time around a little bit slower. Usually we see them rotating very early on, and I think they have an inkling to do that as well because they are rotating all the vehicles in. And as soon as they finish looting, I think they will be going out in the second circle or something like that because they like to rotate very early on. But as it stands, doesn't really get them all that much because you saw them all these times rotating into the second or third circle and then just dying straight away and not getting any kills. So that's something that EVOS VIP will have to look at and try to fix.
Lotsy just pinged this level 3 backpack there. If you notice, like, he paused there. But speaking of EVOS VIP, Kuza always the first one to be out. Same goes like Steelheart Lorenzo.
Yeah, I guess sometimes some players are a little bit of the scout. Sometimes they're just getting themselves to places that they shouldn't go.
Sometimes you just PPG. I had to slot that in there. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Team Secret, yeah. So high up there, nobody can catch them at any time, any point in the game. What a lot of these teams will have to try to do, if they are on the second page or bottom of the first page, what they have to try to do is contest Team Secret. Get yourself a little bit more momentum, get yourself a little bit more morale, take these fights, because yeah, you have another week to play, right? So you can just, again, just test it out. Try to take the fights against TS. Try to see how far you can go. Maybe just get better as the time progresses.
Eventually, I'll hear on the go knocking on the door, like, what did you just say? Take the fight. Bring it. Like, just bring it. Like, give me that 4-pointer.
But I love how Team Secret have their mentality that they always strive, even though they are #1 right now, they just want to get the gap to get even further more, just to be sure they don't have the pressure when it comes to the last week here. We're talking about next week will be the last one, so they can be comfortably playing, not having extra pressure that they not even needed. On the side of Kingsman, we are looking forward for this team to march themselves advance towards the grand finals, the playoffs there, because it seems that they are catching up to top 16.
This is going to be a very crucial round for the side of Kingsman because every point matters, especially with Tara Assassino already finishing all 4 of their games. So all they need to do, 2 games, get yourself in towards that top 6, top 5, get a few kills along with it, they should be good to go.
Yeah, it looks like Damansara Esports have found themselves 2 players, the last remaining players of J8. Does Damansara go for this? That remains the question. Looks like Mos Goku is trying to rotate around this and doesn't seem that they want to take this fight. if they have an idea that J8 already lost 2 players and J8 is on the horizon, they would be taking the fight. But as it stands, they are playing it really more defensively. They're trying to do what they did in the first week, right? Rotate around, get yourself in an idea of the surrounding areas before you lunge yourself in towards the circle. So that's what they're doing now, which I think is okay. They have a perfect balance of that type of rotation, right? Sometimes they rotate very early on, they get themselves into the circle and they strive there. Sometimes they rotate really late, like the 5th circle. But you can see that Batman brings a little bit of a different type of playstyle to the side of Damansara Esports.
I have to agree. I'm liking the new Damansara here. They are all revamped, better looking when it comes to strategy, engaging, get themselves adapted to the fights and how they rotate. That's such a big difference. Back then, they were like FV, you know, totally sunken down, nowhere to go, stuck in between so many teams. But this day, they're the one who's fragging out all the players out there. Down to Resurgence here. They're not having a good run here entire week.
Yeah, and I'd say that they definitely have tumbled over hills. I'm not too sure exactly why. Is it a loss of focus? Was it a change of plans?
Someone is
What
raking
exactly
I can feel
went
the
on?
heat.
Yeah.
You can
I
feel the
mean,
heat.
I'm just being here at the casters that's looking at a very neutral standpoint. Like,
Yeah.
of course, every team is trying their very best, but we know this is not Resurgence best.
Yeah, we've seen it before. On second week, if I'm not mistaken, they did such a brilliant performance. They keep on racking up the kills, even though they hardly land themselves at chicken dinner. But whenever it comes to the total kills, there's always like next to Secret, or even getting more than what Secret does.
Yeah, and now, if you do notice, the first guy that always goes out first is going to be Voki. It's unlike last season, he's the last guy remaining.
Oh, I don't know how Voki gonna handle it when this is over. I feel like somebody's gonna yell him right in front of his face later on. Voki, you be sure to, you know, careful, boy. But down on FV, also someone just dropped himself down. That happens when FV drives, though.
Yeah, every kind of gets themselves in very weird, peculiar positions whenever they're driving, but the circle right smack towards the southern side a little bit. Dingos is still in the middle, Resurgence as well. Resurgence doesn't have to move that much. Dingo is actually trying to keep easy from crossing along with Net Brotherhood as well, but Trixie actually gotten himself stuck in between a rock and a hard place, but will be able to get out of that scot-free. But here's the L loot, the drop, the loot crate for game number 5 is an AWM. I'm trying to see how much I can talk over what she's laughing.
No, of all the places, you just have to squeeze in all those things.
Yeah.
Trixie things.
Oh, for the first time we can read this. BD Pez Gazra.
Draw.
Big Pets Begraza.
Gazra.
Two boxers!
Yay!
Yay.
Plus 10 attraction. And also plus 10 flipping the car if you wear it on your head.
Suddenly Ease arrives. That was quite scary because we were looking at another angle. Right? Suddenly the car went from the right, sorry, from the left side.
Oh, a level 3 of everything. I'm not sure if that's a glitch. I don't think
He doesn't
so.
seem interested in the weapon though. Like he stopped by. He's like, oh, okay. I already got this. And I was like, bye.
Oh, it's gonna
Oh, is
give
it?
you a tie.
Alright, I thought I was gonna pick it up. It is an AWM if I'm not mistaken. Should be good to go. And Net. Yeah, Net is one of the biggest winners in the last couple of weeks as well. They were right smack on the 3rd page, got themselves on the 1st page as well. That's a really big win for them. Really far, not really far, actually there's a lot of points for them to get themselves in that position, right? To get themselves from 3rd to 1st page. But yeah, they've been playing consistently, getting into fights which they can win. Whenever they play the circle, they play very smart as well. But it looks like they have found themselves in a little bit of a scuffle. It's Bosco and AGMT fighting on the horizon.
Oh, no. I'm not sure how AGMT, they kind of clustered. And I'm sure if Bosco wants to take the fight, seems like they want to reposition themselves.
Yeah, it's better for them to actually rotate across because they're very far away. But Vic OP, he will get one good nade and boom goes Happy. He does have some health left over on the other corner, but Vic though, he tried to flick his shot, but it's a little bit too late, surrounded by the rest of Axis and Earl and PX.
Well, Axis and Earl and PX, like when it comes to second week, they are going full aggressive.
Yeah.
But they are very quiet this week, so but still they are not the first team to be out always. They're always making sure every single round they got themselves that decent amount of points, but we are flying Van this season. Never mind that Dingo's taking one down. Kingsman straight into a box. My oh my. That's a lot of frames coming out from Sound.
Oh, a little bit of bumper car action coming from Kingsman there. He says, move it! We're getting shot here!
Trying to get away from danger as the rest of Dingos are actually scavenging around. I'm not sure what that word is. Scavenging around as they are on top of the hill as well. Another airdrop in the middle of nowhere. I don't think anybody will pick this up, but Dingos has an idea of where it's at. He could
Might
go
put
for it.
extended quick drop mag for AWM. What's the point?
Whenever you shoot, two bullets come out at the same time. Poof, poof.
Oh my god, and you have to drop DPS by 8 times, but never mind the Damator eSport, but then again, Easy will just jump and what were they thinking?
Well, they are trying to actually book this spot, but they didn't know that Damator eSports was already inside the compound, so Chung's wait was well worth it. Now a little bit of the circle shrink now, favoring the side of Team Secret. Oh boy, we are playing on that Plains of La Bandita, and this is not going to end well.
It's tough terrains there, especially, and we are looking at Team Secret book themselves the highest spot there is. TRX will be, so many teams will be ganked by Team Secret here. On the side of Kingsman, they still managed to shut down one of Dingo's players just now. A revenge, an eye for an eye, that's obviously paid off.
Yeah, they're parking themselves out in a little bit of a open area where they can get this 360 view because around this compound you can just look around. It's open playing field, just the terrain there, so you can get an idea of where your opponents are coming from. But yeah, Kingsman, one of these teams that we have been talking so much about, right? But yeah, they're not consistently getting top 3, but getting top 6 all the time. A lot of times in this week at least, but yeah, still right smack on the third page, not the best, but looking like they're trying their way back to the second page as well.
Oh, who's firing onto them? One thing is Dingo still not enough. They want for more and not happy about it, but Easy will be next probably if they actually going across Impala here.
Oh, it's gonna be smoky up already. Tema needs to actually hide as there's very, very low armor left on this pickup truck, but I think that they have already arrived to the destination, I hope.
He has to park very safe here because if he ram himself into one stop,
Yeah, he just
yeah, he need to ditch it ASAP, even though he got himself level 3 of everything, but that's not gonna save him when it explodes.
Yeah, oh, EVOS again in a little bit of a scuffle. They tried to get themselves towards a circle with vehicles as well, but both vehicles are already under heavy fire. FV is coming in from in front of them. EVOS can take this fight because we do see that FV is a little bit more lackluster in terms of their mechanical skills, but it looks like NRL will be firing in as well. They have gotten themselves a kill there as FV trying to rotate back towards a safer place, get themselves out of that fighting range.
EVOS VIP saved by NRL, they're saved by the bell. If you ask me, FV got them knocked down, couple of members of EVOS VIP. But now they are being distracted for FV to fight against NRF first. Dingos have to butt in. EVOS has no way out.
Well, this is not looking good. They are sandwiched in between, and for the side of NRL, they need to move away from this danger zone. But Appy, though, he will be able to actually knock out Luxy, and there goes Kuza as well, as Dingos is shooting from far range, and this is not looking good for any of the teams. They are all spotted out by Dingos. And man, this is going to be some free range kills for them.
I mean, look at where San is. He's just so high up top. We'll be able to see all of them coming through. RGG gatekeeping as well. He sees Epi coming in. Roams for the spray down. Epi still survives for the meantime, but the rest of NRL are rolling in as well. Dingos have to be careful here as he sets up the nade. RGG with the nade. Epi might connect to Epi, but Epi seems like he will be okay for the meantime. San is just so far from the rest of Dingos.
Oh no, the blue ticking in as well. RGG cook another nade, but San is too far. EVOS VIP crawling themselves just to get into the safe zone. Resurgence gatekeeping this one. EVOS, couple members left there, eliminated, obliterated by Resurgence just now. 3 kills on the side of Resurgence. Good start for them. Down to 15 teams still. NRL being knocked down by Dingos. They deny entrance here. Appy having a hard time to even move.
Well, now that the circle goes even further away from all of these teams, there's just even more things for them to worry about. And as for Appy, they are trying to actually flush out the rest of Dingos with all these nades. And this guy's only got 15 seconds left.
Oh,
Grim has been spotted out though, and I'm not sure, can Grim actually survive that?
Grim looks very grim for his future right now. I'm gonna be honest about it.
Yeah, things are not looking too great for them. They are getting locked up as well. Zack's coming in for the save, but as he stands, he is behind Grim. So yeah, they have no access to go forward here because Dingos is waiting, but Dingos is getting into cars as well. So it looks like they are trying to run away from here, but as he stands, there's just so many teams congested towards the eastern side.
Yeah, I was waiting for Nuke to actually got stuck on the stone structure there again. But you know, he learned that lesson. And now the
He's
terrain
quite a
is...
great driver, actually.
He's very reaction. His reaction time is very fast when it comes to steering the wheel. But Dingos, they have to migrate here. V other than Grim. Oh no, Grim again.
And Zach will be taken out as well. Same goes to Grim. There goes Flash Vision, 14th place. And they're going to be happy here going on this hippie van as all these members have already spotted out RNG. RNG shooting right back at them as well. So they cannot afford to flip right now.
Oh,
this is going to look pretty bad. A little bit more danger lurks ahead. But same goes to the side of Resurgence. They do have their van intact as well to make a different rotation.
TNR right in front of AGMT here. They're trying to fight this off, but they're getting needed as well. Jerome's coming in from the bottom side as they try to push up. But how will they push up? With TNR all have the higher ground as they will be able to heal themselves back up and go for round number 2. They're trying to rotate around those players as well. And yeah, TNR, they have the advantage here. AGMT coming in from the bottom side, Eclipse as well, lining up the shots, but they already lost a couple of players here.
I'm looking at the other teams are actually fighting for their life too. Speaking of which, Dingo's been bombarded by so many teams. On this side, AGMT trying to drop the nades on top of TNR. One more team out is going to be Bosku. On side of TNR, they're having a hard time to climb uphill here. Same goes for AGMT. But Los Leones won't be inside of the middle of a circle. They have so many teams to cut across. It's going to be them later regretting migrating too late into the circle because Team Secret are actually gatekeeping this one. But Simpy, not enough. He's persistent to get AGMT wiped out.
With one nade being cooked up, this might just be actually doing wonders for the side of Sinmi Pro, only having 2 kills so far. TNR tries their level best to actually stay afloat of the competition, but the circle will be reappearing once again. Now, Sinmi spotted out.
Yeah, CB Pro is trying to go in for the fight. You can see AGMT on the horizon trying to push through TNR, but TNR are just holding the line, making sure that AGMT can't really push through. Both of them are actually, both of these teams are actually at the edge of the circle. They have to get a little bit more centered here as AGMT comes crawling in from the side. It's actually Eclipse going for the long rotation around the place of TNR as Trixie watches them from afar, but NRL's FP has been dropped. It looks like CB Pro has been dropped as well for the side of TNR. Then it looks like Jerome will try to push up as well, but they have lost Eclipse on the way down.
But now Team No Recall, they have whatever space they need to actually revive, but never mind, the AGMT are scattered all over the place. But we have one, Simbi bleeding out at the moment, well, we'll have one more team marching in. If I'm not mistaken, there's another team out of nowhere just appeared, and NRL seems to be fighting against Team Secret with Resurgence in between. Dingos only have a GG left. This doesn't seem to be a pretty sight because none of this team actually inside of a circle where Resurgence lost Voki before. Small boy, last tick of health.
Oh, no.
Need all the space he needs. They need to buy more time here. They're gonna march in, but they have to cut across Team Secret first.
There's too many flock of teams here that need to actually migrate, and now is going to be a little bit of difficulties for the side of Axis, NRL, and PX as they are actually hunting down the rest of Resurgence. They might just actually get ganked up from the back, so they should be ready for this, and Small Boy goes down.
Oh no, that's
One key as well. Small Boy's out.
What happened to Resurgence? NRL pinning them down, but Team Secret, the ones winning and swiping the floor clean. They are cleaning up the mess. Y2K really low, but finished off by NRL Leto. Now Resurgence plays on 8th place, while AKA actually take down on Team Secret.
Yeah, they are taking this fight towards Team Secret here. Team Secret is outside of the blue as well, also outside of the circle as well. They have to shuffle back in towards it. Rex has to drop to his knees. Ice Shots and Mato coming in from the northern side. I don't think they'll be able to cut across AKA and both NRL to get towards Rex. So Team Secret, I think the best bet is just come towards the northern side, cut yourself in through the circle and just stay there for the meantime because they are left with just 2 players.
Boy, this going really topsy-turvy for most of the team. We're talking about Team Secret also get pinned down by AKA. NRL not done. Finish off Rex there. And this is just, can he make it out for Pamburu to save him? Rith trying his best to pick up his friends there, making sure, can they have any smokes to be popped out? Ice Shots still in the blue, the only man surviving, Mart Toy. Oh, well, he's bleeding out and finished off by the play zone. Now, Ice Shot's the only man surviving. Will he be playing the healing game? Because AKA will not let him be into this circle.
Well, he needs to do so. There's no other option left available as we can see. The circle honestly isn't all too far away, and AKA also needs to actually focus on different directions. Now, he does have extra mets inside the box, if I'm not mistaken, so maybe iShots can definitely take a glimpse, and he is already done so. But the problem is, he may not make it out alive.
My
Yeah,
God,
most
the
likely.
circle is just in the middle
It's
of a
going all
road
the way
again.
down towards the south the entire
Plus,
time.
it's an open field there, literally on top of that street, and Nat got themselves there first. TNR.
This is a good chance for TNR.
Yeah, this is a huge chance for TNR to get themselves back onto a better standing here.
Also
But
J8.
yeah, J8 is gonna come down a little bit off there, but
Why?
iShots does get finished off. Team Secret eliminated at 7th place as AKA will try to push in through the blue, but right now they're getting needed as well as shot as Ruth gets 1k upon them. It's actually Morse Goku trying to hold the line against NRL as well, but they're fighting on 2 angles and they are getting Vincent in as well.
Well, for the side of Net Brotherhood, they're already being pincered attacked, coming in from the northern end, and they need to also push through members of the side of J8. They cannot share the vicinity for far too long. What I really admire about Net Brotherhood is that they always get themselves in towards the final few circles, and now with Moscow being taken out, Leto and the rest of Axis and Earl, they're pushing them all the way back, but with the circle already arriving, this is never a good taste in the mouth for Axis and RL.
Oh, but yeah, Master Mazara, they have to fight against that brother who'll be tapped here by AKA Loyu with a mini 14. Bit by bit, tapping them out. But they trying to go for the hillside loot in the middle of Net Brother that can actually play at that as covers temporarily. But this seems to be Tino Miracle getting the game, but DMS seems like they're taking on Net Brother first, but J8 who is actually firing onto them.
Yeah, J8 is right out in the open there. AKA is in between them and Damansara Esports as well. Net is firing towards Damansara Esports and then as he will be dropped. Ichong saw that side. He's very low as well and he's out. Damansara Esports out at 5th. They get themselves to the last final circles but not enough to get themselves the win.
Well, for the side of J8, they are still holding against AKA Esports for quite some time. Medkit being popular to get 100% of health. While TNR, they're just waiting for the right moment to strike, as we see Stewart already having that 4 times M4 pointed all the way downwards. And this is going to be that road of highway that they will have to actually push down towards, as Entity Brotherhood, they have a clear advantage due to the fact that no teams are actually threatening them right now.
But AKA, we're looking at them taking down on Team No Recall, but they have J8 in between. I think they should focus on what's in front first, but I think Loyu get the idea. There's one whole team right in front of him within that smoke, and he's trying to run away from the blue. They are forced to move here, and in that circle sees who will get one. J8 finish off by Loyu. 1 nade just now to wipe them all. Now the circle onto Team No Recall. All 4 men still alive, fighting against 4 Net Brotherhood, and also AKA knocked down first by Psycho.
This is such a crazy fight. There's 3 teams still alive. All 4 players alive for all these teams. And there it is. The last final few circles will be coming in. AKA is towards the side of the hill. So they don't have a lot of playing grounds. But Net Psycho will be dropped by AKA's Loyu there. Net somehow losing a play upon entry. But they have to take the fight against AKA. They're going to rush in east first. The tip of the spear. But the rest of AKA is hiding behind the hill. If he goes out, he will be able to sprint enough. But he comes flying out. Actually, Ace goes out front. Will be able to get 1 kill at least on top of Loyu. But the rest of AKA are pushing up as well.
Yes. In the brink of death, he will still be able to actually hold on as the rest of the members of the side of Net Brotherhood will be able to clear up this entire vicinity here. Say goodbye, members of the side of AKA. And now, trouble lurks ahead as they need to push uphill as well as TNR. They got the circle's advantage, and Insomnus actually cutting in from the right-hand side.
Oh no, they didn't see this one coming on a blind spot here. Insomnus, just now Team No Recall even kill steal away the rest of AKA. And Team No Recall right now trying to scope down. They have too many angles covered here. They're cornered all fan now against Net Brother. What they're cluttered for Net Brother, this is not doing okay for them. Seems like Team No Recall will finally get themselves one chicken in the head, but Insomnus knocked down first. Where are the rest of Team No Recall? They're not firing upon Net Brother.
Yeah, not too sure why they're not pushing at the same time as well, but now Net has the advantage here. They have the 4-man strong as Net will be pushing through, getting the kill up on TNR's players as they will pop out as well, but East gets dropped. Another drop coming in for Simbi as well. There's 2 left players for the side of TNR as they get naded as well. They're going to try and spray back here. They do get a 2 finish as well. A 2v2 right now as Ryan hides behind the loot box.
Now Ryan needs to actually clutch this moment. He's actually attacking the son of April, the last man standing, and they have done it! Team No Recall gets back on track as they hang on for dear life, fighting till the very end to push through for the final week. What it takes to go very, very far, and I do believe that, okay, random guy disappeared. Shocked me for a little bit as we will be heading in towards our last game of the day. It's gonna be inside of Sana, Group A versus Group B. We'll see who will be able to take this chicken dinner. Not the guy on the camera early on, forget that face. But what we do have, of course, are the faces of our dear observers that's coming on up there. Flying from west to east, and pick which map is your favorite, say Ngek.
Oh my. Pick which favorite map.
I gotta say, Ngek is very interactive, right? Every single time that the camera shows him, he has something else to say. That's kind of fun to see as well. But Xer, again, I don't buy this acting cool thing. Xer...
I think he just have a problem with his lightings there. I told him next week I'll fix his camera angle, help him that.
Yeah, we had a lot of talks about hair throughout so many of these weeks, and like Xer's hair, he looks like he was from the Beatles era. Or Elton John. More like Elton John.
I love his hair.
I gotta say though, between Bills and Elton John is the worst out of the two. Okay, I was so mean saying that. Then I'm back to Most Goku. I'm not too sure what he's doing on top of the
Does he have
house there.
weapons?
I don't think he has. I think he dropped directly on top of the house.
He has Pan.
Okay.
We've seen Pan winning Mini 14 before, so maybe Most Goku will pull some miracle, maybe?
I think he found himself a weapon there.
I think he does.
No, Vex will try to fight him off, but Most Goku is starting to run around the house.
He's such a ninja.
Oh my god, Vex is like, I'm lost. Where am I supposed to go here? As he finds the other door, here's Most Goku as well.
He got
Sees
it,
him going for the straight out. Most Goku survives for the meantime. And then takes back very low. Just gets strong. Most Goku with the kill. Didn't even start with any weapons. There, down you go, Vex. So long and goodbye.
Man!
Most Goku.
Moss Ninja now!
Yeah, that was our
Man.
response. Yay!
Yeah, it was crazy skills of
Oh, no.
juking, but not done yet. Most Goku, the ninja, Cabo versus him next. Where are the rest of the MS?
Very good question. I guess he was meant to drop into this compound, and little did they know, actually KGM has intended to drop here all along, as usually they will be being very near to the bridge itself. But DMS this time, of course, got some company in the form of Wagyus. Ninja down. Not the other player, Ninja from Egypt.
Oh man, he's gonna finish off. I thought Zek's gonna come in to help because we saw him at the corner of the map just now, but maybe they're not equipped with anything yet. Kingsman got themselves that 1-to-1 trait, but that trait will be their captains too.
I wanted to say that they put PPG, but yeah, Most Goku getting the kill first.
That's not really PPG.
Yeah, not PPG.
That's like
exactly that's the opposite PPG.
That's next level juking ninja just now. He evade whatever it is.
Like, he actually understands all the angles that he will be safe, and then he runs across just, okay, this house, does it have any gun? Yeah, UMP, yes, I'll take that. And he just went in, sprayed it perfectly, and boy, that was quite a show.
But still today, highlight will be damn cute with that pan. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's still,
I think this is actually better than the pan, like,
kind of.
because he survived longer, and then
He juke it out.
I
Yeah.
think that's the sequence of it, right? Getting hit by a pen is really hard to do. And
it's true.
it's really hard to get hit by
Whatever
the pen.
Most Goku did was also very hard to do, and it's a fair fight. Like, both had... One had no weapon, one had a weapon, and yeah.
I think we'll wait on Wednesday for this week's highlight, which is number 1. We'll let them observers decide.
I think we have a lot of bloopers, actually.
Yeah.
A whole lot of bloopers just for today. Like, no other day had
Today and yesterday, by the way.
see in between. Yeah.
The biggest blunder has again to be J8, right? Oh my god.
Not just the...
Yeah, again, that's
Oh.
one of the highlights for me, or one of the biggest blunders of the day. Yeah, was in a good position, but got foiled. They had 4 players and
well,
one went down.
Just to recap, TRX, these are the healing moments too, you know?
Oh my god, there's just so many blunders today. Yeah, TRX with, what was it again? SMG, right?
Yeah.
No, Bosco.
Oh, sorry, Bosco, yeah.
Yeah, Bosco.
That was that really good heal off there. It was
2
really,
versus 17 health packed. You know what?
Yeah.
yeah, the thing is, if we would have bet our money on it, we would have lost, right? We would have betted on the 15 med kits that was on, I think it was Kim, yeah, on Kim. You have to put your bets on that, right? But
Yeah.
somehow it flipped around, not too sure what's happening there.
But
We're
this-
looking at HMT swimming around as well. It looks like they have been spotted out as shots comes flying out towards them, but it seems that so far so good for them, they will be able to cross.
Yeah, they have done this for multiple times already now. J8 as well as Bosker. They usually contest for these kills, and this is going to be a lot tougher when Asper gets a glimpse of this sort of the M249, and
my.
that's a person that's going to be helping out as well. Of course, there's going to be another...
Killy suit at that too.
Yeah, I think definitely that comes helpful, like, but that's like not the most important thing, but
But this is Sunhawk we're talking about.
yeah, it's still pretty alright, but you don't always want to be outside unless like you're all alone and like you need to camouflage.
You need
Yeah.
to be a ninja like Moss Goku. Yeah, why not? Oh well, hopefully Bosco having a good run with the loot as their surprise present here on the side of the other team. J8. Well, it's not AGMT versus them. AV on the other hand. Tough run on Miramar. Never ever they love Miramar. I think they hate Miramar most.
It could be, but it's Kingsman holding on towards the bridge, waiting to make sure that if Evie crosses, they will be able to get those kills in. They have one player out front, it's actually Cabo. Couple players behind them, so they are watching towards that that terrain on the side of the waters as well. But as it stands, it looks like Evie is going towards the other direction, and they will not be meeting anyone anytime soon. I think as 420 is actually watching the back of Satama, and they should be able to get into that compound.
Yes, they will be. And for the side of Flash Vision so far, they haven't really got themselves back on track for today. And this is already the very final game. If they can actually take down Kingsman, I'll be very impressed. But for the side of Kingsman, of course, they have the better shot at making it towards the top 16 itself, theoretically and statistically. And Cabo, once again, by that corner of the rock, that's where he has picked up the fight previously against HGMT.
If Kingsmen get themselves this chicken dinner this time, they might just jump straight into the top 6. And I have a feeling they can. They are very close to it, not that far off. Last time we remember, like what, 30 point at most for the third page to jump into the second page there. But Kingsmen, they got fired by a V. But Saitama, this is not looking great. Even though they are 3 men on side of Kingsmen, but they are actually having the better grounds to have wider vision and angle to work with.
Yeah, Satama actually hiding behind the rock as it stands. Tima is spraying on towards them. But yeah, you say that they have the advantage here. They have the high ground, and Evie had to cross a long ways away out in the plains where they will be shot upon by Kingsman. But as it stands, all 3 of them are actually rocking on towards Kingsman's lot, and Kingsman will have to hold the ground as Arms pops his head first. But Cabo gets dropped instantly, and that's the sign for them to shut them down.
This is going to be a bad move. While Cabo needing some help, members inside the Flash Vision have to be very swift on this push. And they don't think that they have enough time for them to actually go in for revival. And he's forced to play. Timba, the next one to actually fall down with X-Arm. Already with the Micro Uzi, prepared to actually blow things up. While he's last man standing.
Oh my
and he
God.
will be out. Kingsman, first team to drop.
Oh, but
Holy
wait, it's not done yet. Easy drop, a big nade on Ichong. Damansara, they are forced to retreat here. Ichong, they need help. And Ziggs on the other end still stay put wherever he is. And they already lost heavy casualty. Only Ziggs left on the side of Damansara. Esport, Ichong bleeding out. But I think he get the idea. He's trying to go for easy. Oh no, one knock. Will be the second one. Schizo on Ziggs now. Oh, going on circles. It seems like all left, right, and center. Everywhere is easy for them. Damansara, oh, the second one to be out.
Man, a lot of teams really dropped out real quickly once it hits the 9th minute mark. And EasyLX, of course, coming in from different angles, but that was actually a very good effort coming in from the side of Ziggs, as he definitely held on towards 3 different areas which he knew EasyLX was at. But, you know, all he could do with 30 bullets is maybe just take down one man.
Yeah, actually, looking back at the last sequence of that fight between FV and Kingsman, actually, he X-Arm took down all three of them. He threw in the nade first, going for the second guy, and then fought the last guy outside, right? So he actually took all three of them. That's really, really remarkable for the side of FV.
Yeah, I definitely will commend the effort coming in from the side of Flash Vision. And like I said, this itself is what Flash Vision also desperately needed. Same goes to Kingsman, who both are struggling on that third page.
As long as they can keep up for the rest of a week or even next week here, AV might still have a chance to actually march towards top 16. But they have to take all the fights against the team and start their growth into the second page. I'm talking about Kingsman, for example, AGMT. They have to stop these teams. But that's going to be another airdrop just now.
boy.
But this circle, is it going to be Painan?
Just maybe. I got a feeling it's somewhere lower than Painan. Most of the time, the circle is not so forgiving to be giving most of the teams with that big flock of a crowd over on towards the middle. So for the side of FV, absolutely clear all the way through boot camp. The only problem is when they arrive to the scene to meet against Axis, NRL, MPX, or even Resurgence. Team Secret already in their old hometown. The new play saw me so far have seen them getting so much of a better win rate than previous season.
Yeah, okay. Looking back at RSG, right, they haven't been performing as much as we thought they would be. They're not looking that great. They're getting flustered, getting pushed back towards their charts as well. So yeah, Resurgence is one of the teams I think is looking to get at least one of the two things right? Is either get yourself into the circle or make sure you win those fights. We can't really have both balanced like Team Secret. Not a lot of teams can actually do that. But Resurgence, they looked like they could in the first week, but after that, it just kind of fell off. So we don't really see much of Resurgence throughout the coming weeks.
And now that you pointed it out, it looks like a conflict of priority. That really is the case for the side of Resurgence. Like, they need to do one at a time. You can't just actually take fights outside the circle, and if you do, how exactly are you gonna go in next? Is there a plan for you? Same goes to all these sort of teams. They got their very respective own checkpoints on where they want to be and what they want to do, and sometimes they got to switch up plan, and after that, okay, we got lost in translation.
Yeah, they have too many things that wants to be done in a very short time. Not too patient, I say. They try to skip the steps there and fast forward. I think sometimes you need to be. It's okay to be a bit slow as long as you're progressing than trying to get everything juggled on top of everything else, and you keep on losing everything.
Yeah, the thing is, with Resurgence, right, we're not saying that they're not winning enough. It's just that they're not getting better as the day progresses. So that's the scary part, because as soon as you see that chart is going downhill, it's very hard for it to stop and for you to get back your morale.
They kind of hit a plateau right now. They need to climb back up. They cannot be complacent. This is going to be a dangerous game for them if they keep pushing it until the last final week.
Indeed, and every single other teams are improving. We see Team SMG rise, Axis and NRL MPX.
The one that's not probably
Brotherhood.
EVOS VIP.
I think that is also another team that has gone declining on that status where they were up there, and then of course they go down below. I think this game itself, they're very generous on those ghillie suits, as HMT Shao will be wearing it as well. Interesting combo as he pairs it with that M24.
Oh, easy knockdown on Resurgence. The moment we speak of them, and they are losing more men than they actually thought it's going to be a bit slowed down. But Y2K, Iron Prime, Voki going on a triangle form, fighting against Easy. Just a bit recap for you guys that kind of didn't catch up what's happening right now. We're down to the final game of the day, which can be Sunhawk. But losing one man for Resurgence, this is a team that have pretty much one of the highest firepower there. Losing one member is okay as long as they don't make more mistakes after they lost one small boy.
Yeah, I gotta say though, there's a lot of unforced error coming in from Resurgence, right? Sometimes they don't get pushed, they don't get aggressed on, but they kind of get spotted by Isidro. Actually get spotted out by Iron Pro going in for a spray down. But remember, Resurgence only has 3 players here. I'm not too sure if they get the knock, can they convert it into a kill?
Yeah, and remember this, there's also other teams that are coming across, so this is going to be pretty hard if TNL wants to actually chip into this sort of area where they could actually get the glimpse of that high ground, while I2K also trying to actually hold Schizo behind. So it's kind of like a 3 versus 3 at the moment.
I have a feeling Circle ended up right on top of Hainan, but before that, we're talking about those coming up from the southern side. That's a clear pathway. Nobody needs to fight anybody if they're coming up from the southern side. On Team Secret, they have been in Hainan forever. So Bosku, will they snatch this away from Team Secret? They know this comes down the back, but Yuhai got knocked down first by Bosku Z. And the rest of Bosku, will they march right in and try to rush things here?
Seems like they definitely will, especially with this M249 ready to blow. Asphar is so decked out.
Oh, take it.
Yeah.
He's panning the Pan Master, and iShots is not happy with that.
Yeah, Team Secret left to their own devices here. Not too sure if they want to take this fight anymore because Bosco has already invaded their space. And Team Secret does not look like they want to take this fight just yet. Now they are getting into position. Mato is a little bit further behind iShots as well. Rex is just so far behind. I do not think that they should be able to take this fight against Bosco, but it looks like Rex is already rotating around there, getting across that river to make sure that they have a firepower behind iShots and Matoy.
They lost their main frag there. The front line Yuhai combination will not be executed here, as Rex probably gonna go front line with iShot. So when it comes to holding an angle, iShot is one of the best guys out there.
And seems like Volky now looks for members of Flash Vision as they spot them cutting across the boot camp, while GG from the other end will be spotted by iShots. He's trying to line this shot and seems like he doesn't actually get it. Oh, that hurts.
Hot diggity bang!
Gigi doesn't even know.
There's nowhere for him to hide though.
Oh, wait for it.
Okay, yeah, he knows the angles.
He knows exactly the angles to hide, but Gigi,
Oh, EVOS.
I think he was aiming for another team just now. Team No Recall taking down on EVOS. What A7 Dingos is butting into. Nat is there as well. Seems like a 4-team war.
Yeah, EVOS is right in front of Ryan here. Both of them is actually right in front of Ryan. Ryan can stand up and get the kill here, but he's waiting for them to pot their hits first. Actually, Haiku pops up first. Will be able to get that kill out for him now. He's on the floor. Gets the second as well. No, he doesn't get the second. Coming in from behind to try and finish them off. He's going to go jumping off, but EVOS has seen him in their tracks, so we'll be able to finish them off. And EVOS out at 14th place.
Again.
What the hell is going on?
Well, I guess about the same fate as RSG in the previous games as well. Caught in between rotations, and speaking of that, RSG further committing towards the side of FV. This is going to be all 4 kills for Resurgence.
That's gonna be extra points for them. They lost Small Boy before, but 3-man is more than enough. They kill one whole team, restock their loot, probably just gonna upgrade it entirely because FV probably have more than level 3 items that we're talking about. Getting the airdrop possibility, but it's gonna be just on the outskirts of Hainan. How deceiving!
TRX.
Again!
Oh, this is their chance.
This is like
this is their second chance.
Literally fourth.
3 circles that it was on them.
The third circle.
Oh my god. If they get foiled again,
Oh wait,
I'm gonna give up.
I'm gonna point out a storyline right here. Axis NRL MPX, they might meet Resurgence again.
Oh no.
In the previous fight, it was NRL that got the win, but now with RSG coming from the back, is gonna give them the same sort of treatment, perhaps. We'll wait and see whether this fight actually breaks down. I heard some shots. Sounds like it is. Oh, it's from Matoy.
For now, but Team Secret getting down on Bosku. Seems like they knocked us far down, but I think it's too far for Mato to finish it off. So they have the space to actually pick it up back again, but Nat taking down on AKA. Seems like a different war happening on the other side of a map, but we do have one more team. Might just gonna charge it into Pineham very soon. Team No Recoil taking 2 teams at once. Dingos and also Easy.
Look at Matoy, they're rotating all the way around, trying to get behind the Bosco players. He actually gets on top of the houses as well. This is just so calculated from Matoy. Bosca gets dropped. Z is just so bloody low. He's trying to run away from it. As far in the smoke as well, but he's down on the ground. He will try to survive for the meantime, but Z, he has his Z's number. Sam's behind him, but it's just too far behind to provide any sort of help to a Z.
And once again, I have been proven correct as the members of the side of RSG. They take out the entirety of Axis NRL MPX.
There's also J8 coming in there. kill steal away, whatever knocked down by Resurgence. They must have been really, really angry for that kill steal. But Team Secret, iShot knocked down first. They're losing members here from Team Secret, one by one, down to Matoy now. Baosku have Sam tossing the nade. Rex is behind there somewhere, easy marching in slowly. Will that shot land? No, not just yet. We still have Matoy lurking around the corners while Rex trying to push away the rest of Bosco's team.
Look at Sam's rotation. That is just bloody crazy. Going in for the flank as well. He's just so ballsy. But as he stands, Bosco will have to take this fight against Team Secret. Team Secret losing a little bit too much here, and they are outside of the circle as well. So they have to rotate in. But as it stands there, they know that Bosco is behind them. They can't really rush out because Bosco will take the advantage and take the frags up on them. So not too sure what TS is going to do in this situation.
Well, maybe they just actually need to wait for them to actually make a move because they are currently just by the edge of that blue zone. So there are still a few of all these sort of players out there like Fake OP and Y2K getting knocked out as well. Seems like a full heavy commitment coming from J8.
Oh, looking at Easy, they are forced to get out from the blue, but Team Secret caught up in between here as well, probably sandwich. We're talking about Bosco right in front of Team Secret, so Team Secret, they have to cover more angles than they actually anticipated. And now Easy Skizo knocked down first. There was a fast reaction time come from Rex.
Holy crap, Rex is really fast. Now Mata will have to provide support. It looks like all three of the Team Secret members are still alive here as they take the fight against Easy and Bosco on both sides.
Yeah, and Schizo has already been eliminated while RC is so far away. While they have to actually walk through members of the side of J8. I'm not too sure how exactly are they going to do just that, but TRX, they are so prepared for this war as they are just by the edge right there, waiting for any passes by. And speaking of which, damn cutie, the victim right here.
Oh, but wait, we're not done for the warfare here for Team Secret. Still trying to shut down the rest of Team Bosco. My, oh my. He got knocked down by Easy's around the corner. No recall journey in now. Team Secret, can they get away from the blue with so many teams nearby? I don't think Stewart will let them off the hook this time.
If only he has a perfect nade, he might actually get some of all these knocks.
Oh,
another
man.
drop coming in from the side of Team Secret. They are just left with two players still alive for the meantime. And look at Stewart gatekeeping Team Secret away there. We saw TNR do this a couple of times before, but it didn't work so far. But this time around, it's working against Team Secret. But they are fighting on two horizons as well. Net Brotherhood is right smack in the middle, aka Slow. You're still alive. Now Resistance is going to push through, but J is right in front of me. It's just Voki leading the charge. But he's almost going to spray them down. JS players dropping like flies as Boyka on the other side gets a second spray on Dani as well. Boyka's out in the open. I think Voki can get this kill as well, but look at that Rocky. Everybody's just crawling towards Boyka, but Boyka's bleeding out as well. It's the sixth circle. They are dying out.
Oh, Voki is doing well alive. No!
Oh!
Team! Oh boy, that was a heck of a long shot coming unseen.
They actually saved J8.
Yeah. Oh my god, how did J8 get out of there alive? Well, as it says, J8's Boyka still alive there on towards the northern side, and does have free entry towards the circle, but if looking at AGMT, they have control over at the eastern side, as CNR doesn't have any way to cross. AK is coming in from the southern side, but it's just so far away here. But TRX, right smack in the middle of it, they are in the circle as well. TRX has a chance to win this.
Well, we're looking at Boyka here. Last surviving member of the side of J8. Of course, have a lot to thank to Kim as he definitely landed a miracle shot. I can't bring the pixels out there because Voki looked like he was being covered up, but it wasn't exactly the case.
It's just little one pixel out from that structure just now. But Boyka, he almost lost everything he had. He even dropped his inventory back just now. Making sure he will cover himself in the grass. AGMT right in front of him. So much smoke. The 8 versus 8, but it's not. Oh no! AGMT TRX again! Seems like J8 is being saved by TRX here.
Let's shout against Fred as well. Looks like TRX Kim will want to try and take that kill, but they're rushing out front as well. Eclipse getting stuck behind the rock, and a hard case is all that's left for AGMT. They get themselves in the top 5, but AGMT are out.
Same goes to Insanus. I don't think he has time to actually make it out. Oh, just a few steps, and oh, he almost made it in. And now TRX Elementus. If you can't win this game, I got nothing to say. Luyu already outside of the zone playing the healing. And of course, it's all said and done.
No.
Only bandages left, and finally, TRX, they have done it.
3 circles back to back.